closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hanson, and I'm here with David Tuckman, and we are doing our inaugural Monday night show. Dave, this is the first show of our new Monday through Friday schedule from 6 o'clock Pacific time to 9 o'clock Pacific time. Yep. First one. And we're going to start off the new schedule pretty big. We're doing a 5-10 no-limit game, $500 minimum buy-in. We haven't done this game in a while. We were talking about it before the show. Yeah. We kind of evolved it into doing these 10-20 games. And we were actually saying that sometimes we saw the best play at 5-10 games. And the 5-10 game goes here every single day. But right. The 10-20 game goes now as well.
Well, the 5-10, I mean, you've got a lot of money on the table. Yeah. And, sometimes the players are a little more comfortable with mixing it up.
Right.
Players tighten up a little bit. They're almost scared when they have to buy in for too much.
Right. So, without further ado, let's get to the table.
Let's do that.
And we're going to introduce the players.
I gotta say, I'm a little out of sorts here. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
I'm usually off on
Me
Mondays.
too.
This is really strange.
Usually golfing or something. So, here we go.
Well, let's see. In seat 1, we've got Mo. There he is. No longer Action Mo, but just Mo.
Yep.
Seat 2, we've got Chan, but Chan is not there right now. Seat 3, we've got Rudy, and there he is. Go, Rudy. Seat 4, we've got Ali. Good guy. Seat 5, we've got Louie. There he is. Seat 6, we have got, I don't know his name. Let's call him Yankee Fan for right now. But we'll figure out his name in a second for you. Seat 7, we have got Ramsey, and there he is. Ramsey. Seat 8, we've got Alan. There we go.
All right.
Look at Alan. And Alan actually won a freeze out the other day. Had him, Mo, and Corporation Mike, or Cooperation Mike, however you want to say it, did a little 3-player freeze out, and Alan won. And in Seat 1, we've got 2.
Seat 9, we've got the very, very aggressive 2.
2?
Yep.
And she's not quite as aggressive in No Limit, though.
Really?
I played with her, and she's definitely toned down a little bit.
So 5-10 blinds, the yellow chips are $5 chips, the purples are $25 chips, the whites are 100s, and if we see greens, they're 1,000s. Little blue tokes are $1 chips. And looks like 2 is going to take this. Oh, 2 actually bet out here with nothing. Dave, she had queen 3, and she bet out on a 9-4.
Well, there you go. As I say, maybe she's just as aggressive.
Yeah. The river's a 4, and pair of 9s is going to be good here.
Yeah.
She just kind of shut down.
Yeah, we know we're in limit hold'em. She'd probably fire each and every street in limit hold'em, but no limit, she shuts down.
Now, if you want to follow a live thread started on 2+2, you can go to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums, click on World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments. The official Live at the Bike thread for September 12th. You can also email us at live@thebike.com, and we have the email up. And from now on, Dave, you can email us. What I do is I check the email before the show, and then we check it periodically during the show. So you can always email us there as well.
All right.
Right off the bat, Chan is going to straddle over there in seat 2. Chan's a construction company owner out of Long Beach. Very, very wealthy man. And he's going to make it 20 to call.
Yeah, the construction business is doing pretty well in Southern California.
Yes.
I'm sure he's reaped the benefits.
Yep. And seat number 6
Seat number 6 is actually Homan. Or Homan.
Look at Mo. He's going to mix it up a bit. He's going to raise with pocket 3s. Well, you've got a straddler in there and just one guy that called, so maybe he just wants to pick up the limps right here.
Exactly.
And that's what... Look at this. Chan's going to call, and Homan's out. So we've got about a $230 pot here.
Well, Homan didn't show any strength there.
And Mo's a pretty big favorite against King Deuce here.
Yeah, especially now.
Now the flop comes Jack 6-9.
And Mo takes it down. There was a $300 bet there from Mo, and Seat 2 Chan actually just folded it. But we're going to stay on home man here. He's an interesting guy. He's got about $400 in front of him. Wearing a Yankees cap, eating food.
A little difficult to play pocket threes out of position there. I'm sure Mo didn't want to see a flop, but, you know, he took a fire at it and came out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think he suspected a little weakness out of home man. I mean, he just smooth called, and with only a random hand behind you, why not take a shot at it?
Yeah.
There's $100 in dead money in the pot.
Dave, when you left your house in Burbank, had the power gone out at that time?
The power is actually back on by now.
But you had lost power at your house?
Yes.
You did?
The whole area.
I left about 5 minutes before the power went off.
Yeah.
From my house.
For those of you who
Came
don't know,
down
the L.A. area, about half of the L.A. area lost electricity today for a couple hours.
Yeah. Seat 6 is going to raise here with ace-queen offsuit. And he's got Allen's going to call him with Jack-10 offsuit. $75 raise. And look at this. Chan's picked up pocket jack, so he's going to make it 200 more to go out of the big blind position.
So we got a $75 bet, a $75 call, now a $200 raise.
Yep.
Ace-queen offsuit doesn't look quite as good anymore. The home man not very deep. He's only got about $500 in front of him, so this is one of those kind of like move all in or fold, huh?
Yep. Again, he's got the ace-queen offsuit.
And he throws it away.
Muck it now and mucks it. Chan takes it down with the pocket jacks.
Take it down, Chan. And Chan, we know Chan. Chan's a pretty aggressive player. He'll mix it up. He'll mix it up with king deuce or deuce 7, and obviously in that case he had a real hand. So how was your weekend, Bart?
It was good.
Yeah.
And
what weekend? I guess how was your Sunday?
yeah, it was just a Sunday. And what'd you think about and I'm not going to harp too much on all this. I'm not mentioning any specific names, but did you watch the football game? I mean, it's nice to have football come back.
Did football start? I didn't even know football started. I thought the NFL started next week.
How did your fantasy team do? Oh, anyway.
My fantasy team won.
Peyton Manning did pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. My fantasy team won.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just leave it at the Jets were absolutely atrocious. I wanted to wear a bag over my head. It was so bad.
We're going to see four-way action here, limped around. 5, deuce, 8, couple of clubs.
Seat 3 there, Rudy's got 3-4. He's got an open-ended straight draw.
And Chan is going to bet with an 8. He's got 3-8. So he bets, he gets called. And seat 6 is going to call. Seat 6 has 4-6. He's got a double gutter there, Dave, right? The turn is a deuce.
Yes, 4-6 double gutter. 3 or a 7. The deuce is not going to help him. 125. The pot's about, I want to say about $250. Betting about half the pot here. Ramsey in there, just overcards. And Chan takes it down. And apparently our cameras were actually are used to having Mondays off as well because they locked up. Refused to work today, but we've got them back online.
This card is good. Very good.
Limp, and seat 7's going to raise with the king jack of hearts. So king jack suited is going to raise it up.
Do apologize for being a couple of minutes late today.
Yep.
Once again, it's a Monday thing.
He's going to take it down.
Take it down. And that's Ramsey.
And of course, Dave, this show is only 3 hours now. So we get a little bit of respite from doing these 4-hour shows without break.
Yeah. Well, this should be 3 hours of heavy action.
Yep.
And real great excitement here. And just for the record, Yana is back in the house. I heard her bitching about some sort of bad beat she got. I wasn't sure if she was here or not, but sure enough, I heard her voice going, "I can't believe you called me with that." I go, "Oh, there's Yana."
Allen's going to bring this one in with ace-king offsuit. He makes it 50 to go. Again, the blinds are 5-10, so he makes it 5 times the big blind in seat 8. Now, Ramsey limped in with pocket eights under the gun.
Now, playing a pocket pair out of position under tens is tough.
Look how short Homan is, and he called with 6-10 of diamonds. He only has like $25 left.
You know, the interesting thing is we just see Homan, he lays down a double gut straight draw. He lays down ace-queen, but he's going to call with 10-6 of diamonds?
Right.
Wow. Well, he's outflopped them both.
Yep, Jack 7-10. Now, Allen's got a gut shot with overcards.
And that's a strong enough hand to bet, I think.
He bet $75. And Homan is going to check raise him all in, Dave. And excuse me, he's probably got about 250 there.
Yep.
So, with that pot size, it's probably 225 plus the call, which would be 300, plus another 200. So, it's probably about a $500 pot, and it would be about 225 for Allen to call. So he's getting a little over 2-1.
225 and it's 500, huh? So,
Well, the action's on Ramsey now with pocket eights.
Well, this is the problem: is you've got to think of what your cards are. What do you put this guy on? Do you put him on just a jack? Do you put him on ace jack?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of hand? You know, if you know your ace is an out, you know your king's an out, you know a queen is an out. Well, then you've got 10 outs.
10 outs times 2, you get about a 40% chance.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit more than a flush draw, which is probably good enough to call then.
Yeah, it's almost 1-1.
The problem here is
you don't know.
Allen doesn't know if his ace or his king is good. This guy could have called him with king jack or ace jack.
But he is going to make the call. So it's questionable if it's the correct call or not, right?
Right. Well, it all depends on what you put him on.
Well, now the turn's at 10. That's going to give him less outs.
And
He's
Allen
going to
needs
need to catch
a
a queen. And the river's a 9, and Homan is going to take it down with trip 10s.
It all depends on what you put the guy on, you know? Now, he check raised you, which would say, okay, he's probably got at least a jack.
Yeah.
Now, he called your $75 raise, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, what would he have? Does he have jack 10, queen jack, king jack, or ace jack? There's no way he put the guy in 10-6.
Well, I don't know if this is accurate, Dave, but we got an email here from somebody saying that the beginning of the Monday Night Football game was quite the scene a couple minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah. Flag before the play started.
A little fight, a little friction going on between the Falcons and
Oh,
the Eagles.
look at these hands. Pocket kings, pocket queens, ace king, and ace jack. Now,
ace king's in a world of trouble because we see there's also ace 6 and ace jack, so he's literally got like one out.
seat 3 raised to 100 with ace king. Seat 5, is he just smooth called with the... I think he's going to raise it. He's re-raising 400, and Allen's going to move over the top with pocket kings. Dave, Allen pulled the limp re-raise here.
And it worked to perfection.
He limped in with kings. Rudy's got ace-king of clubs over there. How much is it more there for Allen?
And 2 made a nice laydown there, ace-jack. I mean, obviously, it's pretty obvious to you and me, but some people think ace-jack is...
Allen re-raised for 655, and ace-king called him in a second. Dave,
wow.
With 655. Well, he didn't. I don't think he quite had enough, and now Louis, he's already invested about 400 in there, and he's going to make the call.
And he's in bad shape, too.
So we're talking about a $2,000 pot here.
And there is only one ace left.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure out the money on the side, but it's about $2,000 pot. 5, 9, 6, all spades. No one has a spade. Oh, the turn's a spade, and everyone must hate their hand now. 4 spades on the turn. And the river's a deuce, and the red kings, they're going to take it all.
Yeah, that was actually a great turn card because had a spade come on the river, they would have all chopped it.
Yeah.
All having a flush. And Allen can't believe that his hand actually held up there. Looked at that board. He's probably wants to get sick. But he takes it
A
down.
$2,000 pot, and he pretty much knocks out 2 players on the table there.
Yeah. It's one of the few times where that limp re-raise really worked to perfection.
Now, again, Louis had raised it up to 400. I think Alan made it 655 total. So at that point, the pot is 1,600, 200 to call with pocket queens.
Right, he's getting 8 to 1 pretty much on
yeah,
his money.
I mean,
and 8 to 1, I mean, you're going to hit your set 1 out of 5.5 times or so.
Right. And that's if you're behind right now. Remember,
Yeah.
you can't necessarily.
I think he figured he was probably behind at least in one spot, but it's 200 to win 1,600. I'll take those chances with pocket queens.
Yep.
And now Alan's going to straddle it up. Once again, a live straddle is a blind bet. It is double the size of the big blind. So the player on the end of the gun spot does it. And it basically entices, it's an action creator. And Alan gets to act last by putting in that blind bet.
Right.
And it looks like we got a lot of limpers here at $20 a pop.
Bad timing.
I think 6 limpers at $20 a pop. We got about $120 pop.
Yes. Yeah, here.
And C3 is going to rebuy for 500.
Behind the camera. Come on.
So we've got, like you said, Dave, 7 times 20 now. 7, so it's 140.
Not bad.
Queen 8-4, a couple of clubs. Let's try to figure out who's got the best hand here. No one
Rudy
has a queen.
actually has a pair of 8s.
King 8 is good right now. No one has a club draw. A couple of people have, one person has a 4. Look at Louis bet with 9-10. He's got a gut shot to the jack. I think he bet about 45, Dave, which is not much of a bet.
No, if you're going to bet here, if you're throwing about an $80 bet or $100 bet, he might have taken it down.
Look at this. Ramsey's going to take one off with bottom pair, 3-4 offsuit in seat 7. He calls. And Rudy is going to call there with second pair. And he has the best hand. So we got about a $300 pot now. The turn's a 7.
Now Louis open-ended here.
I believe that it went check, 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 Dave. And now the button moves all in.
He doesn't have much money left. He just lost all that money to Queens.
245, so...
That should take it down.
Well, the pot is about 750, 240 to call for Rudy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he can take that type of heat there with just second pair.
Yeah.
No.
You got, 7 players, one of them bets. You got to put somebody on a queen. In this case, he did.
Yeah.
Not a bad lay down there. Tough call.
Yeah.
Once again, we are live at the bike. It's Monday night, I know, but we are on our new schedule now. Live at the Bike has moved to Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. That would be 9 to 12 Eastern time. Not quite sure what it is in Holland, but we'll figure it out. We are playing No Limit Hold'em, 5-10 blinds, and I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. Seat 1, Mo is going to raise it up with 7-5 at diamonds.
And seat number 6 on the button. He's going to
Mo
call.
will also be a little more aggressive in this game, too, because he can't get quite as hurt, you know? In the big game, when everybody has $4,000 or $5,000, he plays it a little more cautiously. But in this game, he mixes it up a little bit more.
King 4-6. He's flopped an open-ended straight draw.
Yeah, nobody has a king here.
And I think that Mo is actually, he might have moved all in here, Dave. He has moved all in, I believe.
Wow. It's a little bit of an overbet, but it'll work, huh?
Yep. And he's not going to get called.
Alan looks like he tasted something bad there. You see, and we were just talking about it, how sometimes when there's less money on the table, the same players will kind of gamble a little bit more because they're not quite as scared. And even here, Mo, who plays very high limits sometimes, He's even gambling it a little bit more.
We definitely saw Mo play differently in smaller games
Yeah.
over the
without
last
a
few
doubt.
months.
You look concerned, Bart. Is something bothering you?
No.
Go ahead. You can talk to me. Chan's going to raise it up here with ace-10 offsuit. We got a 7-3-2 board here. Everybody's missed. A couple of spades.
And Chan's going to bet $100 here with the ace-10. And there you go. He's going to take it down.
Take it down.
No. So anyways, the scuffle half hour before the game, Jeremy Trotta and some other guy in the Falcons got ejected, Dave.
Jeremiah Trotter, huh?
Jeremiah Trotter.
Wow.
What a game to start off Monday night with, huh? Falcons Eagles.
Interesting, too. You wonder if it was something that had happened in preseason or something dating back to last season even. I mean, who knows? I mean, what can happen in during pregame warmups?
Well, they did play each other in the NFC Championship game,
Right.
right?
I mean, that was 6-7 months ago. I
Well.
guess they're still harboring ill will.
Yep. Limp. Two's going to complete out of the small blind. And here we go. We've got six-way action.
$60 pot here. Blinds are 5 and 10.
Yep. Jack 3-3. Button has flopped top pair there. And that's Allen. He's playing Jack 4 offsuit from the button.
Mo's got a Jack also here.
And Allen's going to bet 50, and Mo quickly folds the Jack 5. Only can get in trouble with that type of flop, I think, Dave, from up front with that hand.
Yeah, I don't fault Mo's fold there at all,
No.
obviously. What can he beat, really? He's got to imagine that he can't beat a Jack. And in this case, in all likelihood, it would be a chop pot.
Right. Kicker wouldn't necessarily play.
Actually, kicker definitely wouldn't play. The only way
Yeah.
he could either lose it or chop it.
Dave, we're going to be
Or
on the
win it,
front
obviously.
page of Windows Media Player tomorrow
Me and
night.
you?
Well, the show.
Oh, the show. Okay.
Nobody had a screen on that last. Thinking about that last hand.
It's actually, just to answer Gazbon on 2+2.
Actually,
he's talking
it
about
was
flopping a set.
It's actually
I said
Jive Dadson's
oh, okay.
question, of course.
Right. It's actually not. I actually didn't say flop a set because since they were all in when they had one
All
guy
five
had queens,
cards.
you're going to see all 5
Right,
cards.
right.
You're actually going to flop a set 1 out of 7.5 times.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a set 1 out of about 5.5 times. And since you're seeing all 5 cards, it doesn't really make a difference whether you flop it, turn it, or river it.
The flop comes Jack 9-6, couple of diamonds. Ali bets, gets a call by Homan with a flush draw. And Ramsey, he's flopped top 2 pair, and he's going to raise. And Ali's in trouble. And Ali calls. Look at this. He raises to 300 more to 400 straight. Ali had led for 75. And now Homan's getting squeezed.
Yeah, well,
Well, but
Homan's-
look at this. He's got a pair and a flush draw.
Yeah, I mean, Homan's hand's pretty strong. Obviously,
Yeah.
against 2 pair, it's not quite as strong. He's going to need a 6 or a diamond. Against 2 opponents, though, he's getting the odds, especially if he gets called in both spots.
Yeah.
He's getting the odds to actually move his money in there because he's got at least 11 outs.
Well, look at this. Ramsey, I believe, moved all in behind him. Actually, Homan has moved all in. Ramsey quickly moved over the top for the rest of his chips, and Ali's going to call.
And Ali calls all. Wow.
Yeah, Ali also calls without hesitation. The turn is a queen.
Let's see if the river
Oh,
is.
And the
A
river's a
diamond!
diamond. And
Oh.
Homan gets there.
Oh,
But
and
there's
the-
going to be a side pot between Ali and Ramsey. Ramsey's going to win with the Jack 9 on the side. and Homan takes the main with the flush.
I like Homan's play there. I like it much better than just checking and calling. His hand is strong enough. A heads up, you don't want to take those odds, but against two players, you're getting the odds there. You're getting built-in 2-1.
Yeah.
And he's going to hit his hand probably 42% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the action, once again, was Ali bet, Homan called in between. Now the guy behind you raises. Ali calls. Now you can push the rest of your money all in, and that's
Easily.
exactly what happened.
And it's a nice play. And
Yeah.
look at that. The river card conspires against Ramsey. Taunts Ramsey. And look at him. He looks disappointed.
340.
So
And
we're
it looks
gonna see
like
how much money.
Yeah,
is gonna come
Holman's
on
going
the
to
side.
get the large part of it there. Holman's going to get about $1,100.
Well, Homan had, I think, about $450 to start the hand, so
Okay.
he wins $900.
Right.
Basically, he wins $1350 on the main.
And
And
Ramsey
then-
only had maybe an extra $50, $60.
Yeah,
over
it
that,
wasn't
so.
much on the side.
What to give to
Take it down, Holman.
And look at that. See, I think it's $40 on the side that Ramsey wins. So it looks like Holman's pretty live player there. He's got the Yankees hat on.
Yeah, this game is actually a really good game.
Yeah.
Got a really good game here. Aggressive. People moving all in. People not afraid to throw their chips around. And the nice thing about it is, with a couple people going broke and keep buying in, you get more money on the table.
Yeah.
500 behind.
And there he is. Austin Powers himself. Allen. Dun, dun, dun. So my wife went to Hawaii about 5 days ago, and since she's left, I've played about 19 games of Madden.
Practicing for a little tournament we're going to have on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we got a little Madden tournament, little poker tournament.
Pot is
75.
limped around, and now the big blind's going to make it 75 to go with ace queen suited. Rudy, he's a pretty tight player over there in C3. We've seen him play before. Look at
Ali's
this.
gonna call
Ali's
with-
got the same hand.
Ali's going to call the ace queen of diamonds here, and interesting here, seat 5 is going to call with jack 10 of diamonds.
And Homan's in there with 6-7 offsuit. So we've got a super action game. We've got a $450 pot pre-flop, 6 ways. And here we go to the flop. King, deuce, queen. What a monster flop for Ali. Gut shot with the nut flush draw.
How about a flop for another bet for Louis? Louis got a bottom. Louis
Yeah.
got second pair with the same flush draw. Obviously, he doesn't know it's good.
Ali has bet 275 here. And look at this. Seat 5's going to push all in, and we'll see how much more that is.
And Louis in pretty good shape here. Allen's actually in a lead here, but let's see if he can make this call.
Yeah, Allen's got king jack. So Ali bet 240. The raise to 375 total, so it's 375 to Allen now.
And when you call a raise with king jack offsuit, it's not really a flop you want.
Now remember, Ali has bet right in here too, which he normally does with the goods in early position.
Yeah,
We've seen this play
Ali's a
lot.
pretty tight player.
I think that this is an easy fold for Allen. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we know that he should call this,
Yeah.
but he's got to put somebody on a better hand than he has.
Now, if Ali calls, which he will, a lot of his cards are dead, and Louis would be in the lead. But look at this. Allen's going to make the call with the best hand.
Yeah, this is interesting here. Now, just off the top of my head, I can't quite figure out.
But now, what is Ali going to do? Because Ali could push Allen more. He's got more chips behind. He's just called. So we're going to build a side pot between Ali
doesn't
and
have
Allen.
much, though.
Yeah. And Dave, we are looking at about a $1,500 pot right now.
Wow. Let's see what it is.
Oh, the turn's a king, and Allen's probably going to push here,
He should.
and he's going to move all in.
And now Allen's in really good shape because both players need a diamond, and
Yeah.
obviously
Ali could catch a jack, but that would give Allen a full house.
Louis is drawing dead.
Right. And the river is a diamond, and Ali takes it with the higher flush.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's incredible, Dave. Probably like a $2,500 pot right
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
And that's got to hurt for
And Allen played it well. I mean, Allen moved his money, really put the pressure on him on the turn,
Yeah.
knowing he had a draw, whether he had queen, jack of diamonds, or some diamonds, or whatever it was. And he put the pressure on him, and once again, the river laughs at Allen.
Mocks him. Now, again, we were saying, though, on the flop, I think that he should get rid of his hand. On the flop, I think he should fold.
Unless you know what the other two players have, like we do.
Right.
It's easy, I think it's an easy fold when Ollie bets, the guy after him moves in.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there going, well, my king with a jack kicker can't possibly be good. One of these guys has to have, one of them probably has diamonds, but the other guy must have a higher king than me.
Yeah.
But wow, I mean, Allen was really in good shape on the turn there.
And
There's
Ali
only
wins a
seven.
huge
I mean, there's
one.
only 7 diamonds left.
Yep.
And remember, the jack of diamonds is no longer good.
Right.
11.
And any jack is no longer good because it would fill Allen up.
Right, but the jack of diamonds, exactly. And there's no straight doesn't work either. So,
Right.
I mean, we're talking six cards.
No, that's a pretty bad beat there for Allen.
Yeah. And just like that, you know, Allen wins the money at the pocket kings and gives it away with 3 kings.
Now, Holman has brought this one in for 50 with pocket jacks.
Wow, the action is intense tonight.
Yep.
Total. No,
I tell you.
it's not like that because the
It's like Sunday's like family day and then Monday's gambling day.
Yep.
put chips in. No, one more. He speak loud.
And interestingly there, I mean, I don't mind the play there by Louis. I mean, when you get a bet and he's sitting there going with the flush draw and second pair, he goes, well, I should move in. He obviously didn't know what bad shape he was in.
Ace 10 against pocket jacks here. It's interesting that Rudy has made this call with ace 10. I thought his pre-flop hand selection was a little bit tighter, but you're playing against Holman, so he could be just playing the player.
Right.
And Rudy checks. Holman's going to throw in a little bet. Looks like it's about 75.
Rudy doesn't have much there, does he? And even for $80, it's an easy laydown. Oh. What do I know? I mean, ace 10, I mean, there's not even a backdoor draw. I mean, there's not
No.
even like 2 hearts out there.
He's going to lay it down.
Okay.
There you go.
And And interesting, one thing about Ollie here, he's really a really solid player. Wins most often. I mean, I rarely do I see Ollie lose more than one session. Or obviously, everybody doesn't win all the time. But Ollie's definitely one of the better players I see.
I want to say hello to Ollie's wife who's watching the show.
Ollie's actually a great guy. I played with Ollie often, and his son is I think about 21 years old or so, and he's just Ollie's talked about him often and everything, and it's always kind of cool. He sounds like a good father.
Look at the family
Guy.
pot limped around, gets checked around on the flop. The turn is a queen. Now, Louis got the best hand here, it looks like, with 6-8. Holman's got an open-ended straight draw. No one bets. And the river is a 3. And it still looks like Louis' hand in seat 5 is good here.
Louis, huh?
You wonder if... Well, I think there's too many people in there for Mo to fire at this point.
I think anybody could fire it and win it, to be honest
Well,
with you.
all right, let's see if Mo does.
Well,
so.
it's obvious. Nobody's got a queen. Nobody's got a 10. I mean,
No, Mo did not bet.
yeah.
Send it.
Mo thinks he has the best hand, but...
Oh, you know why Mo didn't fire at it? Because he didn't have to. Had Mo had, like, no pair, he might have fired at it.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to check and hope.
Yeah,
hope
he
to
probably
win a
thinks his
showdown.
hand is the best hand.
No.
It's funny about poker, though. I remember, like, telling my mom... telling my mom, I remember when I told her that I was getting into this business and being a professional poker player and so forth. And her first thought was, I can't believe it. This, and she was a little disappointed, and she thought all poker players were hooligans and back room, smoking cigars.
Derelicts.
Exactly, derelicts. Thank you. Good word. Anyway, we see him every day, and obviously it's not true. I mean, obviously there are really some great guys that play poker. Time and time again, it amazes me the quality of people that actually come into this place.
So we got a couple of emails that just come in, Dave, and I'll read them after this hand. We have a $35 raise by seat 2, I believe, with King Jack of clubs, and Homan is going to re-raise to 200. He's got pocket jacks. Now, Alan's got pocket 4s. I don't think he has enough money to make this call. People are not deep enough. It's 200 straight for him to call.
Yeah, unless 5 people call, it's not worth it, obviously.
Well, he's going to call.
Well,
it's actually 275. The guy raised to 275. He raised 200 more.
Yeah.
And Chan's going to muck it now, and Ali is probably going to muck the Queen 10, and Homan's going to take it down there with pocket jacks. Oh, excuse me, but he's got to contend with Alan. It's heads up. Ace 8 9.
Well, Alan has position on him. Let's see if Alan tries to take it away from him.
He's bet 150.
That's a nice bet.
It's about a $500 pot.
I like the bet.
$600 pot, actually.
Is it 600? Okay, I thought it was more like 400.
And actually, someone's calling a string bet on him, so they're only allowing $100.
Okay.
And what is Alan going to do here? Alan calls.
See, that to me, that's a raise or fold situation, to be honest with you.
Well, now it turns an ace. And Homan continues to bet. Pot is now $800. He's bet $200 into an $800
I mean, what can Alan
pot.
beat here? If the guy was raising with an ace, then he had it. If the guy was raising with a pocket pair, it's higher than
also,
a 4.
my problem with Alan is that if this guy checks to Alan on the turn, he's just going to check behind him. I just know Alan too well. I doubt that he's going to throw a bullet in on the river unless he raises
his
here.
game has changed a little bit, but I mean, in this case, this is a no-brainer.
As a raise or a fold, right?
At this point, I don't think the guy has enough money
to get off of it.
Get rid of it now. I mean, he had to raise or fold in the flop, I think.
Well, I think he's got a stack of purple behind him. He might have 900 behind.
Well, maybe.
Actually, he's got 1,400 behind Dave.
Okay,
He has a stack of whites. So.
Well, then this is definitely a raise or fold situation.
But again, though, Alan does. I don't know how much Alan has there.
You can't just call this, though. I mean, the only hand you can beat.
Alan only has 650
right.
here, Dave.
The only hand you can beat that Homan might have is Homan like raised with King Queen, say.
Yeah.
King Queen of Diamonds or something like that. But I mean, pick your spots. You don't have to win every hand you play.
Well, obviously, you know now that Alan doesn't have an ace. If you're Homan, I think, and obviously,
No, I mean he could have ace 10. I mean, he could have a garbage ace.
Yeah.
Ace 5.
Again, though, I think I just know Alan a little too
Yeah,
well.
no,
I'm saying
right. Obviously,
because we know Alan. We've seen him play, hundreds of hours on the show.
What would you put him on here? Pocket 10s, pocket 7s, 2 diamonds.
He's not as good. He's not a great actor in the sense where I think that he is sandbagging a hand at this point.
Right.
I
so
think
what would you think he has here? I mean, obviously but I'm saying if you try to put yourself in Homan's position, I don't think there's no way I put him on pocket 4s because why would he be thinking so long?
I think he might have like a high flush draw.
Okay, like King Queen,
yeah.
King Jack of Diamonds.
Yeah, and Alan's gonna muck it.
God.
And the river was a king of diamonds.
You know what I was thinking of marketing? Remember that like crazy 8-ball? You'd shake it and it would say, the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of making like a bobblehead Bart thing. I could tap it, and a little Bart head would bobble up and down, and it would actually you could ask it questions, and it would tell you an answer.
Raise, fold.
Should I fold? Should I raise? And you just like tap it, it would be Bart head going back and forth.
So we got a couple of emails here. This is from Dave Runkle. He says, "So any news about Gore or Jason?" And I assume he means Jonas.
No, Jason actually. There's a Jason was the other guy, the third. I used to say that Gore's boyfriend, Jason.
Oh, you're right. I assume that Mo's probably tried to call them. What's up with them? Do you know what's up with them?
Well, I know Jonas and Gore had a falling out. They used to be really, really good friends.
Oh, okay.
And Jonas and Gore had a falling out. And Jonas is playing a higher no-limit game. He's playing the 20-40 game, buys in for about $20,000 a game.
Yeah.
And we're actually trying to get that game here.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can. We'll see what happens.
We'd love to have Jonas back on the show
Yeah.
again at a high game.
As for Gore has he's actually in school right now, and he's training. He's boxing again. I spoke to him recently, and he's not a boxer, but he's training to do it. And he took a little bit of time off poker. I think he had a bad month or two, which is what happens to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bad couple of months and taking a break.
Look at this. Seat 6 has raised with 9-6 of hearts. I believe he's in one of the blinds, Dave. He made it 130 to go. He's in the small blind. Allen has made a smooth call with ace deuce of spades. Chan's in with pocket fives. And Ali calls with ace king. So another family pot, big pot here going to the flop. Rudy is not in the hand in seat 3. So we got 5-way action. It's about a $650 plot. Queen 8-4. Now remember, Homan raised pre-flop. But he's decided to check here out of the small blind. And if he had fired there, Dave, he probably would have taken it down.
Probably.
And it gets checked over to Chan, and he thinks maybe he has the best hand, and he does. He bets 350.
Well, Chan doesn't need much excuse. He doesn't need an excuse to bet, you know. And if you give him one, he certainly is going to.
And
Let's take it down. Nice bet here. Too often we see somebody with pocket fives go, I'll give everybody a free card.
Yep.
And then a jack or a 9 comes, and you still don't know if you're good or not.
Yep.
Nice play there. Take it down.
So we get an email here from Chris B. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. He says, greetings from Boston.
Oh, hey.
And that's the most important part of that email. I love the new schedule, Monday through Friday. I watch every night. I think your commentary is right on. Question, how does the casino select players for the broadcast? Can a regular Joe like me get a seat at the broadcast table if I visit the bike from Boston? Well,
Yes,
can they?
a regular Joe or a regular Chris can get a seat. Anybody can get a seat. All you got to do is come down to the Bicycle Casino. We're in Bell Gardens, about 10 miles south of Los Angeles, and sign up. And you can play.
Hop on the bike.
Yeah, and if you want to play, if you want to make sure you get a seat in the game, just come down. I mean, obviously our webcast is 6 p.m. We like to get the game started a little early. So come on down here, be here at, by 4:30 or so, 4 o'clock, and you'll usually make sure that you get a seat. And if you call ahead, we'll even put you on the board.
There you go.
If I call, believe me, you have a problem.
But it's actually a great, not only can you learn from watching somebody else's play, but you can learn from watching your own play.
So Rudy is raised here with pocket eights, and he's going to get called in several spots. 3 spots. And again, we have a pot of over $400.
Homan called there with Jack 6 offsuit.
Now, Chan is going to bet immediately with top pair right into the eraser, and Rudy's going to push all in for a little less. It was a $150 bet there by Chan, and Rudy calls with about 90 less, probably.
And that's one of those times, if I'm Rudy, I can honestly throw the hand away because Chan knows that you're going to be called.
Actually, you know what? Rudy had about $20 more there, Dave. So excuse me. And look at this. Chan's make 2 pair. And the river is a 7, and Chan's queens up is going to be good here.
Hey, but Rudy's open-ended now.
Yep, he's open-ended with 1 card to come. You're right. If you've got somebody who's going to bet into you, knowing that you're probably going to go all in, you probably beat.
Right, exactly. If I look to the guy, if I only have $75 or $80, and a guy bets into me, it's almost like a clear cut. Like, okay, he knows that I'm already pot committed.
Yep.
So there's no way he's going to bet into me. So in that case, there are some times where I can actually make a lay down there. The Red Sox are already up today. David Ortiz hit a home run.
Yes.
The probable MVP of the AL. He's an absolute monster.
You're calling, guys? Yeah. Oh, you're calling. Should I just buy 300? Yeah.
One thing kind of cool also is when World Poker Tour started up their show on the Travel Channel a few years back, I think everybody kind of ran to it and they said, "Oh, I want to be on TV. I want to see. I want to." And it's kind of difficult, obviously, because you got 800 people. You've got to finish in the top 6. But here, you can just come on down and sign up.
Yeah.
You don't have to beat 800 other people.
Now, Mo has bet here. This is the first time we've seen from him. He's going to bet in. He is double gutted here, Dave, with the queen jack, ace 10-8 on the flop. And he's going to get called by Rudy.
Yeah, that's a nice flop from him, too. It's a rainbow flop.
Yeah. Rudy just has a gut shot, though, with the king jack, and Louis in there with queen 9. Now, the turn's a 3 of clubs.
See if Mo bets it again. Nope.
He checks, and everyone checks, and the river is an 8. So now let's see if Mo fires.
Check.
No, it's going to get checked down.
Come on, please.
Rudy's going to take it down with king high.
Yeah, king high is going to be good there.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, you know, there wasn't really that much of a draw. I mean, there was a jack 9 out there, you figure. But I don't think Mo put him on a call of a king jack, so he figured, okay, this guy's got to have an ace.
Got to have something.
Right. And if the guy had jack 9, well, then his queen high is still good.
The funny thing, where you were talking about the World Poker Tour and how, I did a couple of their shows a couple weeks ago when they were in town, helping Linda Johnson out, and we got to see the inner workings of the World Poker Tour.
Right.
And actually got to see, how they're budgeted for about 80 times more than what we have for budget, and their
That's it?
equipment, and about 300 people and staff. But I got to tell you, watching some of these shows that are on TV now we're shortly going to be on TV in England, and I want people's opinion about this. I think our show looks a lot better than some of these other fledgling tournament shows that are on. They're on like Fox Sports Net,
Yeah.
and some of these English and Australian shows that come around. And Australian Open, Dave, yesterday, I was just like, what is this? Are you kidding?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to catch the
Yeah.
Australian Open, but I hear it was awful.
Yeah.
And obviously our budget and our manpower and woman power
Yeah.
is significantly less than that of pretty much every other production company out there.
Now, we've got a raise there, but I believe it was Allen in seat 8 with Queen Jack and pocket 10s Mo. He's going to make it 300 more to go.
Well, Rudy got stuck with the ace-king before. Let's see what happens here.
Well, let's see what he does here. I don't think he's entered any money in the pot, so
Well-
he's going to push all in. The ace-king.
And I don't think he was trying to get the 300 out. He couldn't get it out. He said, screw it, I'm throwing the whole thing in there.
Well, he hadn't entered the pot yet, Dave. He was in one of the blinds.
So he had no money invested.
Yeah.
And a raise and a re-raise, and he calls with ace-king.
Or he pushes the rest of it.
Yeah, ace-king is
pure
just-
gamble.
You pretty much are gambling.
Yes.
The other thing, too, is you got to figure that the raise and the re-raise, Dave, at least somebody shares at least one of your cards, which is just going to kill your hand if someone has a pair.
Probably.
And Rudy's pushed all in for 400
And
more.
Mo's in there for 300, right? So
Yeah.
obviously Mo's
Now, this is
gonna
a
call.
no-brainer fold for Allen, who brought the hand in for a raise, I think, with the Queen Jack.
But he's going to take a long time with it.
I mean, he raised, Mo has re-raised him, and now Rudy's pushed all in. Come on, Allen.
Now, I don't usually see him Allen on a Monday, but he is slow on a Monday. Man, come on, step it up, guy.
But he's trying to figure out, I guess, what he thinks is pot odds, Dave.
Pot odds, pot schmods, who cares? It's queen jack off suit. His hand is so easily dominated here.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a good chance Mo's got pocket queens or pocket jacks, a good chance the other guy has ace king or ace queen. I mean, he could be, he doesn't, I mean, he's obviously in okay shape, but he could be drawing dead here.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it. I mean, unless he can put Mo on pocket tens and the other guy on ace king exactly, he can't call this.
I was going to say, if you were him and you saw what everyone else held, then you would call in this spot.
Well, how
but-
much is he invested in there?
Look at this. He's going to call with the Queen Jack.
How much
This
was the
is
original raise?
unbelievable. Only 75.
Yeah, I mean-
this is crazy.
I mean, he's obviously not a favorite to win the hand here. And there's one of our staff. There's Ray, our new camera guy.
Yeah. So it's only probably another 125 left more there, and Mo's going to make the call.
It's an easy call for
And
Mo
again,
now.
we're going to see about a $1,500 pot here.
Mo's actually hoping that Rudy and Allen kind of share the same cards.
Yeah.
And Mo's going to hate it when he sees all four overcards up.
This is incredible. About a $1,500 pot, about 200 on the side.
Wow.
5 deuce 5. Mo's got the lead. Oh, the turn's a queen. Allen has outdrawn him, and when he turns over that, boy, if you're Mo, you got to be like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Now you realize why Mo doesn't necessarily mix it up as much, Dave. I mean, there's no need to with some of these players at the table here.
But I just don't understand the play by Allen there. I mean, like you said, if you can specifically put Mo on pocket tens and
Yeah.
and say Rudy's got exactly ace king, okay, then maybe you can call, knowing you're behind and you have to catch a jack or a queen. But besides that, I mean, how do you specifically put somebody on that hand?
I mean, he was in for 75, and I think what he was thinking was that I get to call, 400 more to win 900. But okay,
So I'm getting
the pot's
2 to 1
like
odds.
2 to 1. Big deal. You've got Queen Jack off suit. I mean,
I don't think. I mean, that would. those odds would say that he should win that hand 33% of the time, and I don't think he's going to win that hand
No.
33% of the time.
No.
He probably is more
Now,
like
in that case, like up against those hands,
he's still not a 33% chance of winning. I would say Ace-King, I don't know for sure, but Ace-King's probably 37 or 38%. Tens are probably 35, 37.
Yeah.
And he's probably more like 28%.
okay.
He's obviously an underdog.
Obviously, that's off. Yeah, he's an underdog. That's obviously off the top of our head.
Right.
But you would expect that you'd be way more of a dog.
Yeah,
with
he
Queen
could have
Jack
easily
than
done
that.
it.
You know.
And poor Rudy there. He takes the long walk, takes the long walk to the $200 game.
Or the
Said
three.
he's had-
We got the 3 to 5 too.
I think he went to the 2. Had enough of it.
Wait, Alan's really gambling up here tonight, huh? Jeez.
Rudy. Great movie, huh, Rudy?
Pot's limped around here.
How about them Irish, huh? Wow.
Queen 10-6, couple of diamonds.
Chan's got top pair.
Check.
And he checks it up front.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's checked it from early position.
Now, Chan really mixes up his game. Sometimes he'll bet top pair. Sometimes here he checks it. And
Look-
2 takes a shot at it with
Two's got
second pair.
pair. She's got 7-10. She's bet 40. Now here, I'd love to see a
40.
check raise, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chan's definitely going to check race.
Make it 140.
And he's going to raise it. He's going to check raise it, make it 140 total. So he raises 100.
And Allen is just like Action Allen today, huh?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like a figurine. That's what we need. Little action figures. You can buy
An
yourself.
Allen bobblehead.
Well, and you can buy yourself a Mo action figure guy or something, I know there are ones you can get, like you can get Chris Ferguson and Howard Letter. I don't
Yeah,
know why,
I have seen those.
why anybody would want one of those.
I've seen those.
I mean, I used to
Look at
play
this.
with, like,
2 makes the call. 2 makes the call.
wow.
It turns to 3 of clubs.
Now what's she going to do when he bets a couple $100?
Pot's about 350,
The 350.
and he bets 350.
See, Chan is a no-limit player. He knows. He sees the pot, he bets the pot. He mixes it up. He's actually a very cagey player in this game. He's aggressive, and sometimes
And
it can.
two's going to mock it
Yeah,
there.
sometimes it burns him, his aggressiveness, but in the long run, he's actually a very, very good player here.
R.D. Hickman sending in an email saying, I love the new schedule. Seems like we've got some pretty positive feedback. You know, the other thing that this new schedule allows us to do, Dave, is it allows us to really use Mo in the facet that he is here at the bike, which is being the host. Sometimes on
Right.
Saturdays when he's not here, it's really tough to get one of these games down.
Yeah, Mo is actually integral to the show. Anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah.
not only does he play here, but he's a host
He
here.
sets this game down.
and he makes
it's
phone
good.
calls, and he gets the game going, and he's
Right.
actually involved in trying to get the 20-40 no-limit game.
Yeah,
here.
that would be a great game to get here.
Yeah.
We've been talking about possibly trying to get some sort of either reduced rake for this game to come on live at the bike. Hopefully that would
Yeah.
entice some players.
Maybe we can do some sort of thing, like a little enticement thing, like, whoever plays it live at the bike gets dinner with you, Bart.
Oh, that would be a great thing to give.
Win dinner with Bart.
Jack 9-9 on the flop, and seat 5 bets in here with 4-6 offsuit. Figuring no one hit it, no one did. And he's going to probably take it down there, Louis, with 4-6 offsuit. Ali's got the same hand as him, and he's showing it to him. So let's see if he shows him.
He's going to show now.
Well, you knew that was coming.
And Donna is back, actually. Donna's our assistant. She's out there. Does a great job feeding us all the information that's on the table. Sometimes we obviously we don't see it. And there she is, lovely Donna. She's back from New Orleans. She was she donated her time to a great charity and helped out all the unfortunate souls down there.
Pocket 10s for Homan, and he's reaching. Oh, he's just going to limp. Limping up front with pocket 10s.
And Donna, yet another instance where you see poker players, I mean, she's obviously a poker player, giving their time and their money to a charitable cause.
There you go.
Once again.
And actually, it was not Homan with the 10s. It's seat 5 with the 10s, and he's
Okay.
going to raise. He raises it up to 100 out of the blinds.
Well, he
and he's
just
gonna
showed a
take it
bluff.
down.
Let's see if he, no, he doesn't get any action.
Yeah. So again, I mean, I'm not going to harp on this, Dave, but there's been a couple of posts saying,
About what?
Fire Talk, what happened to the Jets this weekend?
Yeah, I you know what? Honestly, I bleed green. I'm a diehard Jet fan, and to be honest with you, they just sucked. There's no other way you can say it. They didn't even show up. The defense didn't show up till the second quarter, and the offense never showed up. Chad Pennington's a friggin' loser. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. I'm already calling for his head.
I got to tell you, you know what I loved on my DirecTV package? That little Red Zone channel that they do now, where they
it's
have
great.
the abbreviated games.
The shortcut,
half
great
an
too.
hour games, or is that
That's
the
shortcut?
Oh,
Yeah.
shortcut, yeah,
See a whole game in a half hour.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's great. I can relive the Jets over and over again.
Well, Homan is raised out of the big blind 50 more. He only has ace-6 offsuit, and a couple people call him, so we get about a $180 pot. Queen 8 jack, couple of clubs.
Yeah, Louis got a gut shot
Oh, we've seen
with an
Homan.
overcard.
You know, we've seen Homan do this a couple of times now, Dave. Now, a 9 comes on the turn. He raises out of the blind. He doesn't hit the flop, and he doesn't bet. And both times, if he had bet, he probably would have taken the hand down.
Well, they just
And the river is a 4. And look at this. Ramsey's backed into the best hand. And now Homan's going to bet 150.
well, it might work actually. So $150 is a pretty big bet.
Yeah. But look at this.
Louis has
going to
the
call.
9.
Yeah, he's got king 9.
He's got the 9. Had Louis not turned that 9, he might have worked.
Yeah,
but,
well, obviously Ramsey mocked with the 4 there at the end.
but you're completely right. Why raise out of the blind with a subpar hand like ace-6 and then check and then bet when you have nothing?
Right.
Otherwise, we would have seen action. Otherwise, we would have seen more action.
But I like to. I'm big enough where if the Jets ever win the Super Bowl, I will never shut up. I will. I'm serious. I'm going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to be the crazy. I'm crazy about them. But when they suck, and I'm going to be man enough to say it.
Yeah. Okay, here's another email from Jay Destiny. Hey, Tuck, just curious if you're still acting as well. I thought you were awesome on Beverly Hills 90210.
I'm assuming he says it in jest, 'cause there's no way. I'd laugh if the guy actually saw the episode that I was on. And to answer the question, actually, I'm actually writing more now, and my wife is an actress, obviously, and
She's on Passion sometimes,
yeah,
right?
she's a reoccurring role on Passions, soap opera on NBC.
Limped around here, 3-way action here. King 7, looks like King 7-10.
King 7-10, Rainbow.
Couple of spades.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 spades. A 7 of spades looked like a club to me for a second.
And Louis going to bet out here with ace high.
Hey, he's got position. Nice.
Well,
nice use
C7
of
has
position.
has bottom pair, but he's going to muck it.
Yeah, that's the way to use position there.
You know, it's funny. I myself, my name, when you type it into IMDb, it doesn't really come up because usually those under 5 rolls on a couple soap operas I've done a couple years ago
Right.
don't necessarily get up there. But you do have a little bit of credits there, huh?
Yeah, well, I've done a couple
Yeah.
of things. I did, I was in Perfect Storm. I actually got cut out of it, but I worked,
Oh, really?
actually- worked for about 4 days on Perfect Storm with Wolfgang Peterson,
Yeah.
which is very cool. I played a soldier in that on an airbase. Actually shot up in Point Magoo, and that was a lot of fun.
And you got cut out of it, huh?
I got cut out. They actually cut the entire scene.
I was gonna say I don't remember any scene with any soldiers.
They
in that movie.
filmed for a week up at Point Magoo,
Yeah.
and they cut out the entire week there.
Really? Well, seat 3, Rudy, he's going to bring it in with ace king. And seat 5 here has got pocket jacks. He's going to smooth call.
Yeah, Rudy's actually not there. It's a new player in seat 3.
Oh,
We're going to find out who it is.
Okay.
It's
It's
actually
Eric.
Eric in
And
seat 3.
Holman is called with queen 7 of clubs from the button. Wow. Oh, Ramsey in seat 3, Eric in seat 7. And look at this. 2 is going to move all in here, Dave. You got a raise and a few callers, and 2 has pushed all in with pocket 6s.
Wow, that's a little impatience in a no-limit game, but sometimes it works. It's not
No.
going to work in this case, though.
There's there's some money in there, Dave. I mean, there's $350 to money if everybody folds. Now, I don't know if
How
you get
deep is she?
Louis off the hand, or Ramsey for that matter, and Ramsey's going to call with ace king. And now, if you're Louis with pocket jacks, he's going to muck it.
Wow, and you know what? 2 is now a favorite.
Yep. And we knew that one of the aces was dead.
Yeah, she's about actually with that knowing she's about a 60 to 40 favorite here.
Yep. Yep.
And she's pretty deep. I guess that's one of the reasons.
3,
She
4,
can make
9.
that play. She's going to win this.
Turns a deuce.
Oh.
Oh, the rivers are king, and Ramsey rivers
I
are.
spoke too soon. Oh,
Rivers are.
Oh. Oh, I put the hex on him there by saying that. That was terrible.
I don't know. You know, if seat 5, it depends on how much money Louis has in front of him. If we can get a shot for that.
The problem is, yeah, it depends on how much money Louis has.
Louis had about. Well, that looks
No.
like about what 900 there. Dave?
Yeah, you know what? I like the fold.
So yeah, you don't necessarily want to commit all that with jacks.
No, because
you know
he's
you're
committing
gonna be
all
up.
that because
Yeah,
she's got him covered.
she's got him covered.
Now,
Yeah.
he would have actually won a good sizable side pot, but he doesn't know where he's at. Pocket jacks is in a cash game. You've got to be able to get away from that.
Yeah.
And 2 makes a nice aggressive play. It just didn't work.
We're going to take them one by one. More coming.
But interestingly, though, I guess when it comes back to acting here, I actually enjoy being behind the scenes more writing, and it's interesting, of course, now that we do the commentary here, we're no longer behind the scenes.
Yeah. Always getting bigger every day, Dave. Live at the bike.
Live at the
Up
bike,
on
yeah.
the bike.
Well, we have a lot. I mean, part
Dave,
of
you
this-
do have that pseudo cult following, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Ooh, Jack 10-9, all spades. Mo's got the king of spades in his hand. He's got the second nut with the straight flush draw.
Yeah,
And it gets checked
Holman
around
is the
here.
best hand of the 10 here.
Well, the turn is an 8, so anyone with a queen would have a straight. And queen 7, I can see over there in seat 7. We don't have it up, but he's got a straight.
And he's got a button, too.
And he's going to bet.
And that's Eric, our new
Yep.
player. There he is.
5,000.
Close with Eric there with the hat on backwards and the sunglasses.
Yeah, announce it.
She's got more than 3,000.
Let's see what Mo does here with the king 6. Mo's going to call.
Really? Wow.
Now,
Wasn't that big a bet. It's only a $50 bet here.
So he's going to need to dodge a spade here.
Check.
And the river's a jack.
And his hand is good. And do you throw in a value bet if you're Eric, or do you just check it down?
Well, looks like he's checked it down.
Yeah, I don't mind that check down, because what can call you?
Right.
I mean, you're not going to get called by a pair of 10s, I don't think.
One of the other reasons why you don't bet in that spot sometimes with a I mean, a straight is obviously not a weak hand, but with that type of board is if you're really deep, do you ever want to face the fact of a big check raise
Yeah.
on the river also?
You know, Rolf Slotbaum, I think his name is,
Yeah.
card player columnist. He actually wrote about this in the last article, in the last episode.
Well, let's do a quick chip count and you can finish that thought. So Eric's got 5,500 in seat 7. He's got the most chips. Two's got about 4,000. Allen's got 1,500, so he's bought rebat back in there. Holman
Holman's
up to 3,000. He was down to the felt, Dave.
Yeah.
Up to 3,000.
Bring it up, man.
Ramsey kicking up the rear there with 600. Mo only's got about 1,300 on the table. If I were Mo, I mean, I would want to equal someone like Tu or Eric, but maybe he's
Yeah.
choosing not to.
Surprising.
Yeah. And
Maybe he will after he finishes his shish kebab.
this pot is limped around here. $70 pot, 7 players. Queen 3-9, couple of hearts. Queen Jack over there in seat 2. He's going to bet
35.
Chan.
See how Chan mixes it up here. Sometimes he bets his top pair, sometimes he doesn't.
Eric's got the nut
Hard to
flush
get a
draw.
read on a player like that.
Eric makes the call with the ace-8 of hearts. And is Allen going to come in here with bottom pair, deuce 3? He's going to make the call, Dave. And if he spikes his 2 pair and it's a heart, it's obviously no good.
Right, I mean, that's what he's looking for. He's looking to spike a third 3 or a deuce.
A 4 comes
Bam.
on the turn. Eric's got the flush.
There it is, the heart.
Oh, look at this. He's going to check it.
Checks it once.
And Allen checks behind him. And the river is a 6.
And
Now-
this is where it gets a little cagey. This is where no limit differs from limit hold'em.
And Eric's going to bet 120.
And he might very well get paid off here by slowing down here a little bit.
Well, it's over to Chan. Eric has bet 120 here on the river. Now, what I was going to say was...
Tough
obviously-
laydown for Chan here.
Obviously, it gets cagey. I would have loved to see Allen maybe bet the turn there if he was going to make that call with deuce 3. With
Representing the
coming
heart,
in.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, if I hit my 2, a 3, or a heart.
Yeah.
But he checked it as well. Chose not to get killed.
I don't necessarily know how Chan can really get away from this dude.
No, it's tough. I mean, it's a
if
tough
someone's
hand.
on a straight draw, I guess they would get there. But I mean, when would they have been on a
Well,
straight draw on the
it's
turn?
also a matter of
you know?
Chan betting his top pair and then checking the turn in the river. He's pretty
Yeah.
much inducing a bluff.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things. If you induce a bluff, you got to be able to pay it off. Also.
Right.
Now back to that thing with the Rolf Slotbaum. I hope I'm saying his name right. I doubt I am. Sounds terrible. Mr. Slotbaum wrote about in the latest issue of Card Player actually about betting on the river with marginal hands. Now he was talking about Omaha, but it applies to this game as well.
In no limit and pot limit games.
Right, exactly.
Not in limit games, obviously river betting is huge
Of
for
course,
value.
value betting.
Yeah.
Why not? You
Yeah.
can only lose you can only lose
Right.
one extra bet anyway.
Right.
But in a no limit game, you throw in a small value bet there, and then you get re-raised huge. What do you do? And in
Yeah.
that case, exactly, if he throws in a nice little $150 queen, bet, and Mo puts him on a straight or puts him on something marginal, and Mo comes over the top for $2,000.
Right.
Well, then what do you do?
Right.
Because Mo's could have a full house, he could have a flush.
125.
And Ralph was talking about that, where it's not worth it, especially against a good, strong player.
Well, Ramsey has bet here out of the blinds. Again, it was limped around like 7 ways. He's made it 125 to go with Ace King of Hearts. And Holman is going to call with Jack 9 offsuit in the field. Allen calls with King 10 offsuit.
Well, we've been seeing Allen call a lot of hands today.
Crazy stuff tonight. Crazy stuff. We got a $400 pot going to the flop. Ace Jack 4. Ramsey's flop the top pair. And he's just going to push right away.
Yeah, no slow playing Ramsey.
Holman's got a jack.
Now,
Looks
how
like
big is the pot? How much did he raise?
He made it 125 pre-flop.
Okay, so there was about $400 in the pot.
Yeah. He's probably moving all in for what looks like maybe 500. So why get
Okay.
tricky, he feels, now.
Well, I mean, he could check raise it if he wants to, but who knows? Maybe everybody checks behind him and a queen comes out there
Yeah.
and Allen backs into the straight.
Or everyone checks behind him, or a jack, or in this case, a 9. A lot of cards could hurt
Yeah,
him by
exactly.
giving a free card. It's going to muck.
I don't mind the play by Ramsey there. Some players like to check raise there, but since you're the original raiser, good chance everybody's going to check behind you.
So anyways, there was a guy, Chester on 2+2 said, yeah, that show that we were talking about was unwatchable. It was terrible. It was even worse than the Ultimate Bet tournament with the Tylenol PM announcing of Barry Tompkins. And I'm not sure what he's referring to, the Ultimate Bet tournament. I didn't catch
I didn't see that, and I'm not sure what the reference of the Tylenol PM announcing. I'm assuming it's
that
not
means
flattery.
Yeah. Although I did listen to Poker Stars Radio on Saturday night, and Barry Greenstein was doing some announcing of their final table during pot limit.
Interesting.
That was interesting, obviously.
Well, anytime you can hear Barry, I mean, obviously you and I know Barry and we're friends with him, friendly with him at least, and anytime I can pick his brain for some poker
And Barry has been,
advice.
he was really, super, super nice to us, and he acknowledged what he said, and I'll get to it at the end of the hand. Got 4-way action. The pot straddled here, so it's an $80 pot.
There you go.
And Louis was the straddler, and he's going to bet right out with bottom pair.
Yeah, Louis does that. I like the play.
Now, Ramsey, he's got ace-queen. He chose just the call in the small blind. He's going to check call here with the
Yeah, and you know
ace-queen.
what? Ramsey's actually the favorite. Not anymore, he's not.
Yeah, turns an 8. He has a lot of outs plus those overcards.
Right, exactly. But Louis now is in charge. 8 on the turn.
It's 60.
He's going to bet again. He's going to bet 60. But again, this is almost becoming like limit now.
Yeah.
He's just not betting enough.
I don't mind the play, though. You know, it's...
Dave, there's 80 in the pot there. He bet 50, so that made it 230. Now he's bet 60, so it's 290. 60
Yeah.
to call.
Actually, you're right. I actually like the
$290
flop bet.
pot, $60 to call.
Probably want to bet about 100 there.
Yeah.
120. So
Ramsey's going to lay it
take
down.
it down anyway, though.
What Barry was saying was that, obviously he was saying that he was, more scientific, technical poker analysis, and he kind of acknowledged the fact that, he went back and he watched some of the archive games, and he said that you guys were great entertainment, which is, which he said about, a poker show, that is exactly what that you want to do. You want to entertain everyone. You might not necessarily continue to get over analytical with everything, but his analysis was just absolutely great.
Well, yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
and our job is to juggle. We've got to, wear a few hats in the sense of
Right.
trying to entertain and trying to give as much poker knowledge as we can, without annoying all our viewers and
Right.
ourselves.
Mhm.
Got to raise out of seat 2 here. Chan's going to raise it up.
Base 40
Oh, actually, he just limps in. He just put a lot of blues in there. It looked like a race.
Now, seat 5 has made it 50, which is a little bit of a pot builder. He has a suited connector, 4-5 of hearts.
Now, he did that in the big blind also. So.
Yeah, that's tough to
We'll
play
see how
that
he
hand
plays
out
it,
of
though.
position. Ace, queen, 8. Holman called with a weak ace. He's got ace 6. Louis going to bet 50. Now, Holman just calls, and we're heads up.
And like
here.
you said, sometimes calling is just like raising and no limit.
Turns a 9.
And what does Louis do here?
He's going to bet 100, and Holman's going to bet 100. And you got to think that either... Well, maybe he thinks Holman's on a flush draw. The river's a 4. Now Louis pairs up.
Well, if you put your opponent on a flush draw... And, wow, and Louis, I like his aggressive play, but sometimes you just got to shut down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a $300 bet in the river, and Holman instantly calls with the weak ace. And he's going to take down another pretty big
You know,
pot.
I think Louis was obviously put him on a flush draw. I was hoping he had a flush draw and missed.
Yeah.
And still bet the river just in case he kind of backed into like a pair of 9s.
Yeah.
You know, let's say he had, 10-9 of diamonds. Well, this is an exciting game. This is really hot and heavy action tonight at the bike. So exciting, in fact, is I have to go pee. So I'm going to take a 2-second break, and I'll be right back.
We'll all miss you.
You pick one.
Ross.
You pick one.
So the pot's going to be limped around, it looks like.
No, you're second.
Raise, make it 60.
And the seat 2 is going to raise with ace-jack offsuit. Couple, maybe 3 or 4 limpers in there. Chan makes it about 60 to go. And Louis going to call with 8-9 offsuit, and we are heads up. 4-10-6. Louis got a straight draw. I'm going to check it. See how much Chan bets here.
Bet 100.
He's going to bet 100. And seat 5 quickly releases.
Thank you.
And Chan takes it down there.
Small blind bet.
Again, if you want to watch this show and any other show that we've saved in the past, over 1,300 hours of live poker action, you can sign up for the archives by clicking on the on-demand banner, upper left-hand corner of your screen. $14.95 gets you all of the saved action, plus an instructional DVD from Howard Lederer,
Make it 40.
and it's well worth it. Of course, we are live at the bike, and when you watch the show live, it is always free. And Mo's going to enter here with a raise with King 10, and he gets called by Queen Jack to his left and Queen 5 suited in seat 5. And here we go to the flop. Ace, Queen, Jack. Louis flopped a flush. Mo's got second pair with the 10 of hearts, and he's going to bet.
50.
He bets 50. Louis checked from up front. And Louis calls. The turn is a jack. Louis going to check again. Mo bets 200. And look at this. Louis going to check raise all in. And there's just so many things that Mo can't beat here. It's about 700 total, so it's 500 more here for Mo to call with the King 10. He can't beat an ace. He can't beat a jack. Obviously a straight could be on board there. A flush could be on board. Louis flopped the flush. And you can see Louis there rocking back and forth. About $500 back to Mo. The pot's about $1,200. Actually, I think it's more like a $1,600 pot. Excuse me. And look at this. Mo makes the call.
Want to make a deal or you want to?
And he could spike a king here. He could spike a king, and the river is a 10, and that's not going to do it. Louis
All in, yeah.
is going to take it down there with a flopped flush. Kind of surprised that Mo made the call there. There wasn't a whole lot that he could beat. Maybe he figured that if the heart came, his hand would be good, but it wasn't. He was drawing virtually dead. He could have spiked. He had a 2-outer there to win.
No, there was no.
Louis takes it down.
I didn't say Jack 10.
And you wonder if Mo's going to rebuy.
Let me see the turn, I'm stuck.
I need chips.
Chips, Donna. Seat 1.
300, no 300 on my call.
And I believe that Mo is going to rebuy here.
Players bank.
Yep, he's calling for the players' bank.
3 players.
Of course, you can leave your money here at the cage in a bank, and that's what I do with my money. 3-way action here. It's limped around. Flop comes 5-8 ace. Turn is a 10. Gets checked around. 2's got ace queen, and now she's made trips. And I don't think she's ever put any money in this pot. And maybe she doesn't have ace. Does she have the ace queen? Wow. Never put money in the pot there. 8-5 ace on the flop. Turn was the 10 of clubs. River was an ace. Interesting.
4,000 behind 1. 4,000 behind 1.
Well, sometimes when I make 3 aces, Dave, I'd like to try to put some money in the pot, but maybe she was trying to check to induce a bluff.
I'm back.
There we go.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of. Obviously, she's a little, looks very disappointed that nobody bluffed at it. And, sometimes, when you're trying to induce a bluff, obviously, there's always a fine line between making a bad play and a really great play in poker. And, if she induced a bluff and somebody threw $400 in there, would have been a great play. So.
Look at this, Mo against Louis. Mo's got a pair, but Louis got ace-king. Flop comes ace-9-8. And Louis going to bet. Now, while you were away, Dave, Mo blew a lot of money against Louis. He made a call that I think was pretty questionable. Ace-king-jack, all hearts on the flop.
Yeah.
He had king-10 with the 10 of hearts.
Yeah. So he had a gut shot and a heart draw.
Yeah, the turn was a jack. It paired the jack. Louis check-raised him all in on the turn, and Mo made the call. Louis had flopped the flush, a queen-high flush. I just didn't think that Mo could beat a lot there on the check raise.
I see what you mean on the turn.
Yeah. Ace-king-jack, all hearts.
Can't beat an ace,
turn.
can't beat a jack,
Yeah.
can't beat hearts. And Louis takes it down there. The turn actually would have been a 5. Would have given Mo 2 pair, but he didn't call.
Big blind, Seat 2.
No, take a break. That other guy's there. It's fun.
You want to wait for the big?
Then we can come back. Take a break.
The invisible player. We have invisible player.
And it was interesting after talking to Barry for a while and speaking with him and actually, going back and forth about the analysis of hands and so
Yeah.
forth. He was, considering our experience not playing high limits, he was actually very impressed with your knowledge and your analysis.
I think he said both ways.
Yeah.
He actually
And I know
liked
he
our
likes working with
analysis.
Shirley as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Contrary to what some people
4
think.
players.
No, and it's
Yeah.
interesting. Obviously, like poker, if you ask 10 pros about a particular play, you might very well get 10 different answers. There is
Yeah.
no concrete right and wrong. But what's great about it, especially forums like 2+2, or just when you sit around with your friends and you talk poker,
Mo is bet here. Sorry to interrupt you with an open-end straight draw, and Homan's got top 2, and he smooth calls here.
wow, okay.
Oh, he has said raise. Excuse me. And Mo's going to call. Mo has got 4,000 behind, I believe, Dave. I think that's what they're saying. The turn is a 4, so Mo's got 4,000 behind.
It gives him a couple of more outs. Mo needs a 4, a 3, or an 8.
It's a $400 bet, and Mo calls, and the river's a 9. And Homan bets 500 here on
Do you
the
think
river.
maybe Mo's steaming a little bit?
I don't know. But he's definitely made some questionable plays here tonight. Like I said, I did not like that call when he got check raised all in a few hands ago.
Yeah, poker, it's tough sometimes. Even the best players in the world have bad days. Barry says himself. Barry even said there are days where he'll tilt and he'll go on, and he just doesn't. He doesn't play his A game.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be honest with yourself and know when you're not playing a great game. I actually was here about a week ago and sat down at a table with a couple of people that like to watch Live at the Bike, and I was playing, and I wasn't playing my A game. I was actually playing. I was playing pretty subpar. I just wasn't focused. I guess I wasn't picking up reads, and for whatever reason I wasn't there. And I was kind of honest with myself, and I was down a couple $100. And I said, it's not my night. I went home, came back yesterday. Obviously, it was my day. I won about $2,500 in a 30-60 Hold'em game, which was a very juicy game. Three-handed to the flop. Ace, Queen, 9, couple of spades out there.
30.
Chan is actually in the pot. He's in seat 2, but he's not showing his cards, and he's bet out. I can only assume that he has an ace. And he does, ace 8. And he had top pair, actually, Chan in seat 2, and he bets out and wins it.
No, this one. All this.
Set up, please, Donna.
But sometimes it's just not your net. I mean, Mo obviously is a winning player in this game and beats it usually. But today he's obviously made some questionable calls and questionable plays. And he's down a couple of $1,000 already. Or maybe even more than that. And Donna bringing a new setup here. At the Bicycle Casino, we go through thousands and thousands of decks of cards. Whether a card breaks or some player at the table just feels like that deck is unlucky and wants a new deck, we go through thousands of cards. And a little update, the Atlanta Falcons are actually up 14-7 in Monday Night Football.
A live straddle.
Get a live straddle here. Button is actually in seat 2. So small blind is $5, seat 3. Big blind is in seat 4, which is $10. And the live straddle is in seat 5, which is $20. So it's $20 to call now. And there's $35 of dead money in the pot already. Well, actually not dead, but already in the pot. And you can definitely loosen up your raising hands when there's a live straddle in there.
And we've got another
Hollywood. You know what? I'm not even going to call Russ anymore. I think we should call Russ Hollywood.
How many players?
3 players, 4 players so far.
And Louis has raised, I think, only $30 more. Another one of these pot builder raises, Dave, with 4-7.
Yeah,
Wow.
he kind of sets himself up where he has to bluff at the pot, and if he doesn't hit the flop, then what does he do?
Oh, look at this. Ramsey has flopped a flush. The nut flush. He's checked it from up front, seat 3. And Louis going to bet with the black 4-7. Allen calls with the 10 of hearts.
Yeah, Louis is actually drawing completely dead.
What is Allen doing tonight, Dave? Calls with 6-10 of hearts.
Allen's game is a little inconsistent. Some days he plays well, and some days he just doesn't play well.
Look at Ramsey. He's going to check raise. He's going to make it 200 total, so he raises it 150. And we're talking about...
I like the play here by Ramsey. We always say you don't want to slow play, because if Allen actually called with the king of hearts...
Yep.
I mean, not the king, I'm sorry, with the, say...
top pair.
Jack of hearts or king queen.
Right.
Some sort of lucky 2-pair type thing. Or even a set. You want to get the money in before a card might come out and kill your action.
Well, the pot is now about 550. It's 150 for Allen to call. Say it ain't so, Allen. Oh, he makes the call.
And Allen is drawing completely... No, he could get runner straight flush.
Oh, there it is.
And now he's dead.
Turns a jack.
He would have needed a jack of hearts and then a 9 of hearts to
But
come.
now it makes him an open-ended straight draw now, so it might get him even more involved.
300.
He doesn't have anything, though.
He bets $300 now.
A nice bet.
The pot's about 1,000.
He's betting about
for Allen
1/3.
to call.
Allen's just pissing through money here. What are you doing, Allen?
He makes the call. $1,300 in the
And what does
pot
he do
now.
if a 9 comes?
And the river is a queen.
How about a check here to induce a bluff?
Well, makes it easy for us to say. Ramsey's he's gonna check. And he shows the nut flush. And Allen mugs.
No, I know it's easy for us, but at this
Yeah.
point you're going, well, if the guy had 2 pair, he's made his full house. Obviously it's easy for us, but I'm just thinking of other ways. I'm going, what could this guy have? Another heart didn't come out here.
Yeah.
And very well he might check it down. I mean, I guess if the guy had 2 pair or he had a king, maybe you'd put another value bet in there. Hopefully he calls you one more time.
Big blind, sir. Yes.
Seat 4 is going to play over Ali. It's a new player there in Seat 4. We'll get his name in there.
Button is in seat 3. And we got pocket aces. Chan's got pocket aces in late position in the cutoff seat.
And he's going to raise it up. He makes it 50 to go.
About 5 times.
Dave, how many times have we seen more than 5 people in here? I mean, almost every hand.
Yeah, it looks like it's at least every 3 or 4 or 5-handed, right around there. Rarely heads up. And let's see if these players call.
Yep. Louis going to call with 6-9 offsuit. Holman mucks the queen 6 and 2's out with the ace rag, so we're finally heads up here.
2 lays down that ace very easily.
Aces against 9-6. King 10-4, a couple of clubs.
Chan's got the ace of clubs.
Louis searching for a chip that he dropped.
Oh, I'm first. Okay, check.
It's amazing. The players will get on their hands and knees and search for a $5 chip, but they have no problem throwing $100 away right in the middle of the pot.
I think it was a blue chip they were looking for.
There you go. It's just so funny. You see this big fat guy on the floor searching around for $1, but then he calls a $50 raise with 9-6 offsuit.
Lines, please.
It's just hysterical. Not that Louis was big or fat, but he's sort of portly, I'd say.
Small and big, please.
Look at that, Dave. We're halfway through the show.
There you go. Look at that.
3-hour format.
A lot easier for us to keep our energy up in this way. Once again, we are live at the bike. You're watching No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are 5 and 10. I'm David Tuckman, here with the ever-lovable Bart Hansen.
Chan's picked up pocket queens this time, and he's raised pre-flop, and he gets called in a couple of spots. And Mo called with the king 10 offsuit, Dave, and he's hit top pair. Let's see how he plays it.
Well, that's the problem. Now what do you do?
He's going to check call. The turn is a 6. Mo checks. And Chan's trying to figure
Sometimes I like to throw in a little bet here, just so the guy won't bluff at me at the river if he doesn't have a king.
Actually, he checked behind it.
Yeah, because now Mo's probably going to bet, I would assume. No, he checks it down.
No, he's going to check it down.
And that's the problem with playing king 10 offsuit. Even if you hit your hand, you're not going to make no money on it, because you never know where you're at.
Well, I was going to say, one of the reasons why Mo might check it down there is also to induce a bluff.
Yeah, no, without that.
I mean, obviously, if you knew that the guy had queens, you would obviously bet the river, but
well, that's the thing.
if he has a busted hand, he might try to bet to try to...
It's all the interest. By checking the turn there, Chan is pretty much inducing a bluff.
Right.
Sometimes I like to throw another $150 there on the turn, so that the guy, I almost get a free showdown. I'm betting the turn to get a free showdown. And if I happen to hit my queen, well, then, hey, I can bet it again.
Yeah.
If I get lucky.
40.
King 10 here is going to raise $40. That's Russ in seat 4. Gets called by the button with ace 10 of clubs. Homan's in there with 8-5 offsuit. And Allen's playing ace 9 from up front offsuit. Jack 4-4.
Yeah, that last hand, just another thing also was, I would have liked to see a bet there by Chan also, because it wasn't necessarily sure that Mo had the king, because there were 2 hearts out there. And you don't want to give a free card.
Well, Russ is going to bet 100 here. A little under the size of the pot.
Nice play by Russ here. He's got position. He's in the cutoff seat. And he puts everybody on... Whoa.
Look at this. Homan makes the call. Is he setting up a play here, Dave?
I would
think
assume.
so.
I'd assume he's setting up a play. Playing it like he has a 4, maybe.
Is he check raised?
He has check raised, actually.
He's checked raised. We thought he called. He check raised 200. Okay.
Check raise 200, and that's a nice play there.
Yeah.
Not a play I would make, but it's a great play. He obviously picked up a read on Russ that Russ might have a weak jack or nothing. And Russ can't call this. Old Hollywood there. He's Hollywooding it up, but King High is not going to do it.
He's going to muck it.
Nice play there.
Yeah.
And home in there.
Now that's one of the reasons why I like to check raise, not only with a flush draw or nothing there on that type of flop from up front, but do it with a 4 as well. Because when you get a time when you've got Russ with an overpair, it's really difficult for him to get away from it. Right?
Well, that's the whole point of it is you got to make each hand look the same.
Right.
If you mix up if you only check raise bluff and you bet out your big hands, and so it's a good player will pick up on that.
Yeah.
Four players.
4-way action. Queen, queen, 9. Ramsey's flop trip queens.
Now Ramsey's 2 before the button. Button is in seat 6 actually. He's going to bet it and take it down, I imagine. Actually, 2's does have a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah.
She's thinking about it.
Turns a jack. Well, let's see here. Ramsey's
100.
bet.
Actually, I kind of screwed that up. I'm sorry. 2 actually bet $50 on the flop.
Ah.
And Ramsey smooth called, and then 2 shut down. 2 tried to bluff at it and didn't work.
Thank you, sir.
Now, someone on 2+2 was saying, and you were out of the hand, and I might have been incorrect with that hand when I was talking about Mo. Someone said that Mo flopped us straight that hand, but I could have sworn that Mo had a pair of kings with the 10 of hearts. People in the booth? I could have sworn it was ace, king, jack
Ace, king,
on
jack?
the flop. Maybe it was ace, queen, jack. It would have made a lot more sense.
Okay.
So I might have made a mistake there. Now, obviously, when we're the two of us together, some of it we catch on to some of the card errors that we make.
Obviously, yeah, we are live, unedited, unscripted, and we see it like you guys see it. So sometimes, when you get pot 6 or 7 handed,
right? It would make a lot more sense if that's the way that it went. I got to tell you, because I was really surprised. If Mo called that. So it could have been ace queen jack, and if it was, I apologize.
Your eyesight's failing you in your old age, huh?
Queen 10-4 here on the flop, couple of clubs. Alan's got top pair and small blind.
And it checks around.
Turns a 5.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I would be high.
That's right. It's also the lights.
Little $50 feeler bet by Alan.
Yeah,
See if you can
check
take it
the
down.
flop.
And Louis going to call here with second pair. Louis doesn't believe that he would have checked the queen.
And the river's a 6. Alan bets again.
Another $50 bet. It's kind of a value bet. It's almost like limit hold'em bet there.
And Louis going to pay him off.
And Alan takes it down about a $200 pot there.
Yep.
$250 pot. Alan's stack has been like a little roller coaster today, huh? 500 up to probably 2,000, down to 500.
You know
All over the
what?
place.
That flop, there's no way that flop was ace queen jack because Louis had queen 5 of hearts in his hand.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, there you go.
And you sure? And Mo definitely didn't have queen 10.
He had king 10.
He definitely had king
Yeah,
10.
yeah, well, that's what we had up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then,
So there you go.
that is definitely an odd call then.
Yeah.
Unless Mo thought, maybe Mo thought 3 hearts out there that Louis had
Well, I think he maybe thought
just
it
a
was,
high ace. I mean, just like
or
maybe just the queen of
nut,
hearts.
the king of hearts.
well,
Oh,
ace
excuse me,
king,
the queen of hearts.
Yeah,
You're
just
right,
the queen
yeah.
of hearts, a naked
Yeah.
queen of hearts.
Yeah.
Chan's got ace king here, and Ramsey's got pocket 9s. And Chan's doing the old limp re-raise, I believe.
Looks
Yeah.
that way.
He limped in, and then Ramsey made it $50.
Yeah.
Got about 5 callers behind him, and now
And
Chan has pushed it for another $250.
Yeah, I like that play. I mean, I don't normally pull the limp re-raise with Ace-King, Dave, but in this particular situation, I've done it before. I actually did it a couple days ago in the 200 game.
Yeah, he just won himself.
It's a perfect time to set it up. If you're a little bit deep, say you've got like 400 in a restricted buy and no limit game, you've limped up front with Ace-King. Somebody's raised it to like 25, and you've got 3 or 4 callers.
Right.
That's a great time to make that
Well, in
play.
this case, there was $50 times 5 players. There's
Yeah.
$250 in the pot,
Yeah.
and he looked at it and said, you know what? I probably have the best hand here. I'm going to move.
Yeah. Or, you know, even if you don't have the best hand because someone has a smaller pair, they're not going to necessarily call.
Well,
it.
any pair lower than 10, you know,
Yeah.
pocket 6s, pocket 7, pocket 8s, those are really tough to call, a $300 raise. And Chan takes it down. It's always nice when you can win with Ace-King without even seeing a flop.
Yeah.
You made the right bet.
Sir. 10 to call. Make it 40. It's been raised to 40.
Looks like 2 has raised here from the button with Ace-Jack. She makes it 40. Ramsey's just going to smooth
4
call.
players.
He pulled the limp call under the gun with Ace-King. And he's hit top
Yeah.
pair. King 7-5. He's checked it from up front. A couple of spades. And 2 chooses not to bet. The turn is a 5. Surprising because normally 2 would fire
75.
into that
Yeah.
flop.
She didn't fall for the trap. But now she's wondering, did I induce a bluff? But Ramsey's pretty tight.
Yeah.
That's interesting when you're debating when to check raise. Now in Ramsey's case, he was looking to check raise there. It didn't work.
Right.
When you want to check raise or when you want to bet out your strong hands, you and I obviously are proponents. We usually like to bet out our strong hands, but obviously you have to mix it up. If you're always betting out your strong hands, well, people will pick up on that. If you're always check raising your strong hands, people will pick up on that. So you want to kind of mix it up, and obviously each situation to its own.
Got another chip count there. Eric up to 5,700 now. Mo rebought.
Right.
He's down probably 1,500 to 2,000 in the game. Made it up to 4,000. Chan's got 4,000. 2 is down. Probably looks like a grand, Dave.
Yeah. Holman is up for the night, but down 600 from last chip count.
Yeah. And Russ pulling up the bottom with the grand, which I think he just bought in with.
Yeah, he bought him for about $1,000. He's actually playing over Ollie, and playing over just keeps the game intact. Ollie wanted to take a little bit of a break, and rather than keep an empty seat there, Russ here plays over him, and then when Ollie wants to come back, he gets his seat back.
Family pot again. 7 ways limped around. Queen 7-4.
Wow, look at
Holman's got Queen 7.
Yeah.
And he bets. He bets $20.
Johnny Distance foul.
Top 2 pair.
Have fun with some shit. That's why I would give $40.
And I don't think he's going to get called by anyone here, Dave. Take it down, Holman.
I just had chicken.
What kind of name is Holman?
Holman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine Persian.
Yeah.
Live straddle.
Another straddle. $20 to call. Seat 5. Louis. Ace-Jack of clubs there for seat number 7. That's Eric.
Yeah, that's Eric.
Live straddle.
And Russ over in the big blind has pocket 10s. Now, Ace-Jack of clubs makes it 100 to go. Now, if you're Russ and you have $1,000 only behind you, Dave, what do you do with this hand with the pocket 10s? Do you call? Do you see the flop? Now, Ramsey's got pocket 8s as well. I'm just saying it's a big raise for the amount of money that you have in front of you.
The raise was how much?
100. Remember, Russ has got pocket 10s over there.
Well, it depends. If Ramsey
Seat
comes
4.
in, I might re-raise. If Ramsey doesn't come in, I might just smooth call. Only because I don't want to take it against 2 players because now I might be facing more overcards. But against 1 player, I don't necessarily mind doing it. And here, Ramsey's going to lay it down. And in this case, I would probably
There you
smooth
go.
call to see the flop.
So Ramsey lays down the 8s.
This might be kind of a this might be a good spot for kind of a stop and go. You know.
Two players.
Well, here we go. Heads up, ace-jack against pocket 10s. It's an interesting situation. Well, all rag cards here, 7, 6, 6. And Ramsey might have gotten in trouble with this flop. Over
Yeah,
on
no
C3.
doubt a doubt. But this is what now you got to kind of stop and go. If the guy has ace-king or ace-queen or in this case ace-jack,
Look at this. He's bets 300.
nice time for a little stop and go move here, huh?
300.
Basically means call, see the flop, and then bet out. Stop and go is more just bet out no matter what, but in this case it's a little like stop, take a peek at it, and then go.
Well, he's bet 300, and Eric's asking how much does he have left. Well, he's got 600 left about.
Yeah, no, Eric there's no club out there. Eric's got no draw.
Oh, you can see through the glass now.
Eric can't beat much, can he?
Now, what do you think about obviously there's multiple ways to play this. Do you check raise that flop? Now, Russ just chose to bet right in, and he got the guy to fold. I mean, a lot of people heads up aren't going to check behind you with ace-jack.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no right answer there.
Yeah.
If Russ checks it, in all likelihood, Eric's probably going to bet the flop,
Right.
and you can check raise, and then Eric probably throws it away. The problem is, though, Russ isn't that deep, and Eric might call him all in anyway. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean, you're a big favorite there with that kind of flop. I mean, like most questions in poker, it depends. You know, depends on the player you're playing against.
Obviously, I think that Russ is probably going to commit himself at that point. He's bet 300.
Yeah.
The guy raises him all in. I mean, he's going to throw away the extra 550 he has left.
No, definitely not. I'd imagine that when Russ decides to call a $100 bet,
Yeah.
if it comes out lower than 10, he's committing himself. There's no way he's getting away from it.
Pocket 10s there, Ramsey. He's going to raise it up to 75. I believe he's on the button.
Holman's going to call check it. Let's see if Mo mixes it up here at 3-5.
No, he's mucked.
He throws it away.
6-8-3.
Wow,
Holman's
Holman
got
might get in
top
trouble.
pair. Ramsey's going to bet. He's going to bet 200 there, Dave.
Pot's about 160, right?
Look at this. Holman's going to check raise 200 more, and Ramsey smooth calls. So now we've got about a $900 pot. The turn is a 6.
And I imagine Ramsey's probably going to double up here.
Holman's going to bet 500. So now the pot's 1,400. And he just calls. Okay.
And he's pretty deep.
Yeah. And let's see the river. The river's a king. And it's the third spade, Dave.
Third spade. If I wonder if Holman really pushes hard, if he can take him off the hand. Wow.
He's going to bet $1,000. Now the pot is $2,900. $1,000
Now that
for
king's
Ramsey to
scary.
call.
Because you can't beat a king.
And did he muck it? He's mucking it face up, it looks like. Or did he call?
No,
He's
called,
made the
called.
call. He's made the call. We couldn't tell there. So he actually immediately called.
Wow.
And that's going to be a several $1,000 pot.
And I got to tell you, I mean, I don't mind the play by Holman there. I mean, the one mistake that Holman made was calling free flop. Ramsey's a pretty tight player. You call with Jack 8 off, so you can get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
But when the river card comes out of King of Spades, it's a scary card on two fronts. Because the guy's got, the king could be scary, the spade's got to be scary. And look at Holman.
Yeah.
Look at him. Oh, he's shaking his head. I don't want to hammer him too much for that play because, he actually bet the right amount, too. He bet $1,000.
Yeah.
Into about $1,000 pot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he bet what looked like might have made the flush.
So now I'm starting to get a little response. I might have said ace, queen, jack when I was doing the commentary. But on the turn, I explained that he only had a pair of kings.
And obviously some of our
2
viewers
plus 2ers have told
are
us
actually
what
listening
happened.
to us and not watching.
Yeah.
I got you.
90.
And again, I have to go ask Mo because I still think that's a pretty ridiculous call on the turn. The way that I told you the hand play.
Yeah,
don't
it's
you think?
a very odd call.
It's strange.
Nice call there by Ramsey there. I don't think I could have made that call.
Now look at this. Mo has raised it to 90, and Holman's re-raised him to 300 with pocket 6s.
Yeah, you can't spell tilt without Holman.
And Mo's going to re-raise him again. 2,000, and look at this Holman. He's pushing all in, Dave, with pocket 6s. And how much more is this?
You know
and
what?
I think Mo says call immediately.
Well, this is Mo's knowledge.
Wow.
Mo just made up something here. Holman just lost about a $1,500 pot, right? $2,000 pot.
Steaming. That's what they talk about.
And Mo saw it. He goes, this guy is steaming. He's steaming off chips. I'm going to take advantage of it. And he did.
1/3 of the pot.
No, they're talking about running a deal here, Mo. David.
If he wants.
You want to run everything 3 times.
Like Barry said, a lot of money is won and lost in poker by steaming.
Yeah, and this is Mo taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
You know, he sees that Holman is steaming, and Holman just had $2,500 in front of him.
Yeah.
He goes from $2,500 to like nothing in a matter of seconds.
10-4 juice on the flop.
And I'm not sure if they ran the deal or not. We'll see in a second.
Turns a
I'm not
king.
going to run it 3 times.
Rivers an 8. I think they're going to run
it twice.
the turn in the river 3 times, Dave. Or maybe they're going to run the whole board.
No,
again.
I'd imagine they're going to run the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 Jack 3.
Yes.
And let's see if they're going to run it 2 times or 3 times. Now, when you run it more than once, literally the pot is split. In this case, it would be split 50% each.
There's the 6.
Second
There's
round.
the 6. So Mo.
Done and dirty.
So
Each
both
pot is a
players have
30%
won a
rate.
third of the entire pot.
Right.
now.
Each one is 33%. And look at this.
Yeah, Mo's flop top set, but Homan has an open-ended straight draw now. Now the turn is a king. Homan could catch a 5.
No.
Doesn't come. So Mo is going to win 2/3 of that pot. And again, when we explain this, they do this, Dave, to kind of hedge the variance and hedge the bet. When No Limit was first starting off, we talk about how if a player lost all of his money, the game would break. The seat
Right.
would open. So now what they do is usually with draws is that they'll run the cards however many times they want to, usually 2 or 3 times, and they'll chop the pot by the amount of times that they run the card. So in this case, they've run it 3 times, and they've made 3 equal-sized pots. Mo won 2 of the pots,
Right.
and Ramsey won 1 of the pots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that pot there was probably about, I want to say about $1,500. So Mo's going to win 1,000, and Holman's going to get about
Now,
500.
people might ask, well, why would Mo do that? But when you look at the cards, the odds are exactly the same. No matter what combination you do it, the odds are totally the same.
Right.
Mo is going to be an 82% favorite every single time
Yeah.
the cards are run, not knowing the cards ahead of time. So, I mean, I guess if you want to decrease your variance and not take a bad beat one time the cards are run, you run it, 3 times.
Yeah, well, you're running it 3 times. Running it 3 times, it's almost, it's really difficult for Mo to lose more than once.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Obviously, he almost did it there, but it's very difficult.
Right, you'd have to almost have the guy hit a set and then have him have a straight somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
So seat 6 won about 660, so that means
Well,
that Mo probably
won
won
in
1,200.
quotations.
Right. Well, so the pot was about 1,800 total.
exactly. They each put
1900
$900 in. Mo actually won about $300.
I don't necessarily. Again, the odds are the same. I don't necessarily know if I would have done that if I was in Mo's spot.
Yeah,
But
I
I think
get-
it's
yeah.
just a feeling you have, I guess. I mean, the odds tell me it makes no difference.
The pot wasn't that big. I'm actually surprised Mo did that.
Almost once a night. It's both of their combined chips. That's the
You live and learn.
Now that last pot that Ramsey took down, we're talking that pot was about $3,500 total.
Yeah.
Huge pot Ramsey took down with just a pair of 10s.
Look at this on 2+2. The Jackal says, "I want to watch Bart or Tuckman play. When are they going to play it live at the bike? I want to see if they're better than Denny." Well, there you go.
I've never played with Denny, but if I'm not better than Denny, I will quit. I will never play poker again in my life if I'm not better than Denny.
Homan's picked up top pair here
And
on
that
the
means
turn.
no disrespect to Denny, but
The river's a 6. Homan bets 200 here on the river.
yeah, Louis picked up an open-ended straight draw. Unfortunately, we don't go to a 6th card though, an 8th card. Sorry. Now this is normally an easy muck, but Holman could be steaming, but he's not.
Well, Homan's lucky that Mo let him run the thing 3 times, I guess, Got some of his money back.
Yeah. And he's going to be thinking about that bluff on the river the whole time. He happened to have he actually had 2 pair there. Obviously on the turn in the river realized his 2 pair was no good, 8s and 6s.
Yep.
So he had to bluff at it. And all you can say is, it was a good try. It just didn't work.
Mo has raised here. He made it 45 to call with King Jack off suit. Louis called here with Ace 5 of clubs. And Holman has Mo dominated with Ace Jack. So King Jack, Ace 5, and Ace Jack. Now chances are probably someone's not going to hit the flop. So if
Yeah.
Mo bets, he should be able to take it away.
And sure enough, nobody hits the flop.
Deuce 3-9. He bets. He's going to bet 125. Look at Louis. Louis going to call it the gut shot wheel draw and backdoor clubs.
And he still has the best hand, actually.
And
Ace high.
Mo might have to shut down now. The turn's an 8. Yeah, he's going to check. But look at this. Louis checks behind him. Now, the river's a 6. Now, do you think Mo puts the guy in a draw and he's going to try to bet him off the hand? No, he checks it down. Louis is going to take it down with ace-5.
Mo's been doing that a lot. If he raises pre-flop, he seems to fire one bullet. If he gets called once, he stops. And that's a second hand Louis is taken
Dave,
away from.
I'm sorry about that, but do you see the table behind? See how we've got a shot of Louis there? If the cameraman will just go up a little bit, that's the stud high-low table right there, and that's what I'm talking about.
Who's that youngster there? There with the beer.
The youngster on the right.
Oh, look at the lady. Yeah, I've played with her a million times. Look at her, those glasses straight from the early 70s.
Yeah.
Back to that's the second time Louis actually has taken a hand from Mo, where one time Mo bet with queen high, and Louis ended up winning it with king high because Mo didn't bet, and there he wins it with ace high.
Yeah. Now two players share the same hand, 10-9 off and 10-9 off. And it goes check on the flop.
And nobody can make anything here.
Turns a deuce.
They're gonna, unless somebody bets, they're gonna chop it up.
Well, Russ is gonna bet now, and he should take it down.
I'd imagine.
He bet $65. Take it down, Hollywood Russ. And we've had questions about what that is that Russ uses for his card protector. We don't.
It's actually a little Buddha.
Oh, it's a Buddha. Oh, that's right.
It's a little Buddha.
Yeah.
It's a little lucky laughing Buddha. It is not a plastic piece of beep, bleep, 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 bleep. And since we're actually on the internet, we're not censored. We can say whatever we want.
Yes. No FCC regulations.
I promised our producer that we'd behave.
Choose played it pretty tight over there in seat 9.
Yeah, I said no limits. She plays it much different. She has very limited no-limit experience, and to be honest with you, it shows compared to her limit hold'em experience. She's very similar to Joe in the sense of, she can beat a limit hold'em game, I think, but her no-limit experience definitely handicaps her.
Holman raised here with 8-10 offsuit, and Russ limped called with pocket 6s, and he's picked up an overpair and an open-ended straight draw.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good
a
flop.
nice hand, nice flop for Russ.
3-5-4. Holman's going to bet. He's going to bet
500.
Is he betting all in here? 530, and even if he has an overpair, Russ might think, well, the chances that he's got 2 high cards against the chance that I've got the open-ended straight draw as well, even if he has an overpair, he makes the call.
You got to go to the percentages. Okay,
Yeah.
what are the percentages? This guy has ace-king.
Turns a 5. Pocket 6s is still good here. Holman's going to need to catch an 8 or a 10. Oh, and the river's a 7, and Russ makes the straight.
Yep.
And Holman, like you said, he steamed off his money.
Steamed off. He's going to shake his head and think about this all night now.
Yeah, maybe they can go over and sit at that stud high-low table.
And he turned 500 into about 3,000 and lost it just as quickly. And he looks like a stud high-low player, huh? And that's one of those cases where Russ can go, okay, he's shaking his head. Look at him. Still shaking his head. Oh man. Holman. Great shot we got there of Holman. Shaking his head as he leaves the casino. And in that case there, even if you put the guy on a big pair, you can still call that because you got to go, okay, what's the percentages that he has me beat already? But the guy also might have ace-king, ace-queen, ace-jack, and you go, okay, well, even if he has me beat, I still have a lot of outs.
Tons of outs.
I got you 6, I can get you 7, I can get you deuce.
Yeah.
So I've got 10 outs anyway, even if I don't have it.
Now Mo is raised here to 100 with 4-5 offsuit. And look at this, 2 isn't even going to play with him. There you go. There's the respect there from Mo. And of course, when you do those odds, I mean, you might think the guy, especially in that case, I might not give him credit for an overpair.
Well, especially Holman.
If I said maybe 50% of the time he had an overpair,
right?
Okay. Well, 50% of the time, I'm maybe a 32%
more.
Dog.
You have 10 outs. You got 10 outs. Any 6, any 7, any deuce.
Okay, 40%, something
Yeah,
like that.
I mean,
39 or
10X,
40.
it's a little bit
Yeah.
better than a flush draw even.
Yeah, you're right. 'cause
Yeah.
I didn't take into consideration the 6. It's not
Right.
just a pure straight
Well, you
draw.
can't put the guy in pocket sevens, right?
Right,
You're not
right.
thinking. You're thinking
So
he has aces, kings, queens.
50% of the time, I'm a 60% dog. Well, the other half of the time, I'm that much more of a
Huge
favorite.
favorite. Right.
So there you go. You know.
And if you add that up with what's in the pot already, it's a clear call.
no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And again, if you kind of want to do the algebra out, and I don't want to get too in-depth, you can almost multiply, the percent that you're favored by the percent you think the guy has the hand,
Right.
and then do the same thing on the other side, and then they add the two together with the pot size, and that's how you figure it out. They have that in books and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just to give you a general.
And for those of you at home, if you don't believe Bart does this, Bart actually brings a slide rule to the table with him to see what's going on. We all yell at him, "Come on, Bart, play a hand." He goes, "Hold on a second, I'm almost done."
Well, of course, there's a lot of math in poker, Dave.
Without a doubt. To be a successful poker player, you've got to have great instincts, courage, discipline, and obviously a little mathematical ability doesn't hurt.
Now look at this. This is a live straddle, and the big blind had pocket, small blind, Ramsey had pocket tens. A lot of people would raise there with that dead money, but he chooses just to call.
Hey, take a free shot at the flop.
Ace 4-8.
Let's see if he throws a little money in there to see what happens.
Well, it's kind of tough when there's 6 people in the hand.
I would have liked the fire in there, to be honest with you. Nobody raised, so I'm not going to put anybody on a big ace.
Now look
Right?
at 2. 2's going to bluff at it. She's going to bet 50, Dave, to win 120, and she's going to win there with king high.
Yeah.
There you
Now,
go.
obviously, it's easy for me to say, but let's be honest. No, it's a straddle pot, and nobody raised, so I'm not going to put anybody on a big ace, right? I might not even put anybody on any ace.
Yeah.
But if somebody has an ace, it might be ace 5, ace 6, something like that. Well, if I fire into it, I can represent a big hand.
Well, now Sykes on 2+2, this is what we were talking about when you're hedging the bet, Dave. And I don't want people to misunderstand. He said, I understand the point running it 2 or 3 or 4 times when you're 50-50. But if you're an 80-20 favorite, why would you run it more than one time? That's not hedging a bet. That's just throwing money away. And actually, it's not. It's the same odds. Because you can lose that one time that you run it too.
Yeah.
You're running it 3 times to decrease the variance so that if you lose the first time, well, then you're probably not going to lose the second and the third time.
Right.
The odds are exactly the same.
Now, obviously,
each time you run it.
once the first time is run and a 6 doesn't come,
Right.
or if a 6 comes the first time, obviously the second time there's less odds of anything. But
if you look at them
beforehand, it's the same.
independently beforehand,
Right.
each single time, it's like doing a roulette ball on black and red. If you're going to look at each single time, if you say I'm going to bet 3 times, every single time you're 1 out of 2, or a
No,
little less than
without
that
a
with the
doubt.
green squares.
No, of course.
You know. Now, if you take
Now, I
it-
generally do not hedge that way. If I have a bigger pair than somebody else,
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in running it more than once. The times where I'm interested in running it more than once, first of all, the pot's got to be really big.
it's got to be really big anyways, right?
You know, if
Yeah.
the pot's $4,000, $5,000, $6,000,
Yeah.
and he has a flush draw, and I have an overpair.
Right.
Okay, I might run it more than once, especially if he has, let's say, he has overcards and a flush draw, and I have a middle pair. I definitely might run it more than once.
Because at that point, you're almost like flipping a coin. Right?
Exactly. And when you're flipping a coin for $3,000 or $4,000, you might
Right.
not want to do that.
Yeah. Russ raised here with Queen 10. And he picked up a gut shot. He's going to continue to bet.
70.
Louis calls with bottom pair and 2 quickly mucks.
He's going there.
Turn is an ace. Well,
See if Russ uses this.
yeah. But look at this, Louis. Louis going to bet.
Well, there's no slowdown in Louis. If Louis starts betting, he's going to continue betting.
Well, he actually check called there, Dave, on the flop.
Oh,
But
so
now
he's going
got
to use the
turn.
ace. Wow. He's using the scare card. Well, that's
TH.
maybe Louis looked at it that way. Maybe this guy has a king or a 9. If I catch my 4, if I catch my 8, or if an ace comes out there, I'm going to bet at it.
He's getting there.
Maybe he thought of the ace as an out as well.
TH. No, not the black jacket.
There you go,
And
Russ.
takes
is
it
gonna
down.
muck
Nice
it.
play there by Louis.
The old guy is standing there.
Now, some players don't run it more than once. I know Barry Greenstein doesn't run it more than once. Jonas actually doesn't run it more than once. And the reason for it is if I'm playing in a regular game with players
Yeah.
and they always know that I'm willing to run it more than once, well, they're more apt to call me or move in with their flush draws because they know that I'll run it more than once and they can hedge their bet.
And actually, KevMath brings up a good point as well on 2+2 that also maybe the reason why Mo did that was it was a goodwill gesture to keep
Oh.
Homan in the game. Why
Yeah,
not?
we pointed out numerous times.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times where some players might be trying to, get every single chip out of a player,
Right.
while Mo is trying to keep the game going. He's trying to
Right.
keep his goodwill.
That's going to keep. I mean, he by keeping Homan in the game, by just giving him, say, a third, if he hits a third of that pot, that might keep the action of the game going several hours longer if he wins another pot.
Well, it
too.
also creates goodwill. I mean, now
Yeah.
Mo can call Homan up
Right.
2 weeks from now and go, "Hey, listen, I got a good game coming on. You want to come down?"
Right.
And Homan goes, "Oh yeah, hey Mo, how you doing?" And
Yeah.
he comes down. He doesn't consider Mo. He doesn't look at Mo and go, "Oh, that ass, the guy who wouldn't run it more than once."
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even know if I can give credit that Homan knew what. I think
No.
Mo offered it to him,
Yeah,
explained
no,
it to him.
he did. You're right. In that case. But we saw it the other night where Mo had a big hand and he probably could have gotten a couple more chips out of another player.
Yeah.
But he chose just to check it down.
Now, the reason why Barry says that he doesn't like to run it multiple times is because he wants people to be scared of him. People know that he has a
Right,
lot
that's
of
what I was
money,
saying.
and he's not going to make it so that it's easy for them to run it more than once with draws. If
Well,
they're going to make moves
yeah,
on
I
it.
just point
Yeah.
that out. I'm much more apt if I bet and he moves all in. If Barry moves all in, and I've got $5,000 in front of me, and I have a flush draw, I'm more apt to call if I know that we'll run it 3 times.
Right.
I'm definitely going to win one of those 3. I'm really only risking 3,500. Or 3,000 in that case. You got to obviously. I understand Barry's position. Like I said, Jonas does the same thing now.
And Barry was actually talking on PokerStars Radio about a similar situation where he says when people get down to the bubble, and I'll address this at the end of a tournament. I'll
Okay.
address this at the end in the hand here.
Jack 7-5, a couple of hearts.
Mo's got a flush draw, Queen 4,
Yeah, 2's got top pair.
and he's bet 50. Mo has bet 50 right out.
Louis going to call here with Ace-5. He's got bottom pair.
Let's see what 2 does. 2's going to check raise with Jack 4 from up front.
She wants to see where she's at.
And Mo calls. She check raises to 150. Mo calls. And Louis calls. Wow.
Now Mo has a couple outs. He has a queen or a heart. Does it for him.
King on the turn. Now 2 checks.
Well, if she gets called in one spot, she can put one of them on a heart draw, but it's hard to put both players on a heart draw.
Mo checks. And look at this. Gets a free card.
Now the king was a scare card. He could have used that one.
And the river's the heart, and he gets there. 2 checks. Now Mo's going to bet. He's going to bet 200. That might be enough where 2 makes the call here.
Well, the problem is what 2 did here. The problem is by checking the turn and the river,
Yeah.
she's induced a bluff. And Mo might be betting anything. Mo could be betting, throw out a hand that hit 6-4
Yeah.
right now.
And she's going to call.
Yeah.
And he's going to take it down there with the flush. Again, I think that what needs to be said about inducing a bluff, because you say it a lot, Dave, and I don't necessarily know if we've correctly addressed it, is you really have to look at the player. You're inducing a bluff from a good player. I don't necessarily give credit to someone who I think is a weak player. That they're
I don't think
I'm
Louis
inducing
is
a bluff.
Right, I don't think
Right.
Louis is going to bluff there.
Right.
But Mo,
Oh, absolutely.
if Mo has 6-4 there, he has to bet it to win the pot.
Right.
If he has hearts, well, then he has to bet.
Now,
Um,
what I was talking about Barry Greenstein was what he was saying on PokerStars Radio was that a lot of times when you're at the bubble, when there's one person left,
Oh, in a tournament.
in order to loosen everything up, they're like, all right, we'll take X amount of the money from the prize pool and give this guy on the bubble
Yeah.
what the 15th place guy would get.
Right,
So
exactly.
we'll give it to 16. And he says he objects to that. People think that he's a cheap bastard. They call him, what a cheap bastard. But what he says is he objects to it because that's the time where he takes advantage of everybody tightening up.
Yeah.
It's a great time for him. So why would he want to do
Yeah.
that?
There's also a fact, I'll get to it in a second, my thought on it.
4-9-9 here on the flop. But I think he makes a good point.
Yeah, I like his point a lot.
Yeah.
It's well done.
C2 is bet $25 here. King 4.
And 2 is actually going to get up and leave.
Now Louis
She's
has
had enough.
called with 6-7. And now he's picked up an open-ended straight draw.
Well, when I say she's had enough with seat 9. She's actually going to move to seat 4.
100.
Look at this. Louis called the flop with 6-7. Now Chan's got a flush draw now, though, too. He's checked. Louis bet 100. He picked up a straight draw, and Chan's going to call. Now, the thing is, though, is Louis fires here. Oh, he's backed into a 6, so he actually has the best hand.
Nice check there by Louis. No
gonna
need to
check
bet
it
it.
down.
You're not going to get called by our worst hands.
Now, if the river came 10, he would have to bet it there, right, Dave? I mean, there's no way he's going to win in this showdown.
Exactly. And we got a new player, Tommy, out of Arizona, is in seat 9. Got a close-up of Tommy there. Oh, well, there he is. Look at him. It's the Invisible Man, Tommy.
like Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, there you go. And 2 has moved to seat 4. Now, one thing, when I first started playing tournaments, I remember I was playing a tournament with my wife. My wife was on a bubble, and somebody objected to paying it, and I got really upset at him. And very stupidly of myself, actually, because now I actually agree with Barry Greenstein. I don't see a point in paying the bubble boy money, because there's always a bubble boy. If you pay 27 spots, and you agree to pay the 28th guy, well, then isn't the 29th guy going to be the bubble guy?
Yeah.
And then the 30th? I mean, what are you going to do? Why let's just pay everybody.
It's a slippery slope, you mean?
Right, exactly.
Just
What are we going to just pay every single person? Let's give everybody $5 back so everybody feels good about themselves. I mean, it's a tournament. If you can't finish in the money, you don't deserve it. And Barry's point is great, actually, because when you're on the bubble, when, let's say you pay 27 spots and there's 30 people left or 29 people left, that's a great time.
How about something like a $25,000 WPT event or $10,000 at the World Series? That's a lot of money where people don't want to get knocked out.
Especially when a lot of people have gotten in through satellites.
Yeah,
$300-$400 satellites.
$10,000 for Barry Greenstein is probably at this point not that important. He's going to make moves so that he can go deeper in the tournament. But someone who got in through a $40 satellite, do they want to pocket $10,000?
No, without a doubt. Michael Mizrachi, the grinder, would say, when it was down to when it was down to crunch time and people were really tightening up to get into the money, that's when he was just, he was raising every other pot.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, do you want to play? Are you playing to get the money? Or are you playing to win? And in these tournaments where most of the money is in the top 3 or 4 spots, you got to play to win. The money, who cares?
Ace Queen 4 here on the flop.
It feels good to get the money, but who gives a crap about it? Louis there with with bottom 2 pair, huh?
Yep. But Tommy, he's got top pair, and he bets with the ace deuce. It's a $40 bet. And Louis just smooth calls there with Queen 4. The turn's an 8. Check, check. And the river is a deuce. Tommy's backed into aces up. And we could see some fireworks here.
We could.
He's going to bet 100. If you've got aces up, I would think that you definitely want to raise here for value.
Well, the 2 of hearts didn't really complete anything. There's no straight out there.
He's going to raise it up. $100 bet in the river. He makes it 300. And Louis probably going to just smooth call here.
Looks like it.
Aces and deuces is going to take it down.
And Tommy takes it down. Welcome to the game there. I know I'm not one to speak, but Tommy's got some hairy arms. Look at those. There he is. Look at him.
Again,
Alan, half gorilla.
Alan looks like a character. Again, Alan in Seat 8. He looks like a character right out of that Beastie Boys video, Sabotage. I mean, it's just...
Look at the inner workings of Alan's ear. Now back to tournaments. You're talking about getting in the money and stuff. It's funny. I know some players that kind of like, they want to feel good, so they play in the money. They play play to get in the money. They survive and they get in the money, and they win their money back plus a couple $100. But if you show me a poker player that, like, say 30% of the time or 40% of the time gets the money, and then you show me another poker player that only, say, 7% of the time wins, but he wins like top 3 finish.
Right.
That guy's the one who's going to be making real money.
We had a $160 raise there by Russ. I believe that he re-raised Mo with pocket deuces. So it's 135 back to Mo.
And Hollywood's moved to seat 6, huh?
Yeah. And Mo's going to call with the pocket deuces. Well, both players are rather deep, Dave, so maybe he thinks he can win a big pot here.
Yep.
Now, Ramsey's got ace-5. He's looking over at Russ's stack as well. Mo's deep. I'm deep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's thinking there with ace-5 offsuit,
Yeah, that's
though.
a little... And Louis in there.
I mean, I'd rather be in there with pocket deuces, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He's going to muck it. Louis mucks him. We're heads up.
And you know what? Let's see if Mo can outplay him here. Mo's got position on him, right?
Yes, he does. But
That's
Russ usually continues to bet, though, David.
He's got to throw. He has to throw a little bet in there. That's kind of a scared bet, though.
Look at this. Mo quickly mucks.
Yeah. Russ has to bet it. He has no choice. If he doesn't bet it, he gives the pot away.
Well, I was going to say, we wonder if Mo would use his reading ability there
Right.
to steal it away. But
Russ can't like that flop.
Yeah.
Queen Jack 7.
Now, those are the types of things that make Mo a great player. Now, tonight, like I said, I don't think he's necessarily on his A-plus game. I've seen him make some questionable moves, but a player like Jonas, I mean, back in the days of Live at the Bike when it wasn't so big, say 6, 7 months
Back in
ago,
the days.
I would see Jonas just know that his deuces were good and that type of flop heads
Yeah.
up against. He would win almost virtually every time.
Well, I had
Wouldn't have to have the best hand.
Yeah, that's what I had. I
Yeah.
had a debate with somebody the other day. We were talking about no limit as opposed to limit.
Right.
Well, where limit hold'em is probably 75% technical and 25% strategy.
Yeah.
No limit is probably 75% strategy and 25% technical.
Right.
And reading players is essential in no limit hold'em. It's the reason I won't play no limit online.
Yeah.
I just think it's, to me, I want to be able to see the player I'm playing against. in
Although
no
you
limit
could,
hold'em.
maybe you could play, but how about this? What if you played restricted by no limit on
No, I'll be honest with you, no
Yeah.
limit, I have no desire to play
Yeah.
online. I want to see the guy's eyes, I want to see his face, I want to see his mannerisms, his body language.
Now, 2 has re-raised with pocket 9s, and we've got a little pot brewing, about
Nice flop
a
for two.
$330 pot. 10-10-5. 2's going to bet.
175.
She bets 175.
And Louis drops it. And Chan's going to throw it away.
Now, the interesting thing about restricted buying and no limit games
Yeah.
online, because I said that it's more technical in a restricted buying game, but now I remember that the blind size isn't so disproportionate in an online game like it is live.
Right.
I mean, when you're talking 3-5 blinds in a 200 no limit game here live, or 2-3 in a $100 limit no limit
Right.
game here, actually online, like you could play a $400 no limit game, and I don't remember the blind off the top of my head, but it's like
1-2.
something like
Something
that,
similar, right.
2-4, so, you know,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
where it plays almost more like a real no limit
I
game.
mean, I just think you give up a lot. I think in no limit, you can really use your reading ability and strategy against somebody. And you give that up if you're playing online. It becomes just a technical game. And I think you can get away with that in limit hold'em playing it just technically. But
3 players.
either way, Mo is definitely not on his game tonight. You know, he's just, maybe he needs to eat more vegetables or something because his
Look at this. Tommy's got pocket
Not
aces. Queen 7-5.
uh-oh. Louis got a queen.
And Tommy Oh, Tommy doesn't have pocket aces, I don't think. We had it up there. That wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Hey, he's a really tight player, you know. One
Yeah.
bet from Louis, he's out.
No, I don't think so.
No, obviously not.
We'd had that wrong. Maybe it was ace king or ace jack or something like that.
Right.
I think we can somehow sense that the cards happen to be up wrong that hand.
Right, once in a while, obviously. We do put them in by hand, so
Yeah.
once in a while we make a mistake. Once again, I've actually registered a name on 2+2. It's called, my name is Friar Tuck. Feel free to private message me with any questions. I had a couple of questions I actually will reply to. I haven't had a chance to, but I will do that today.
And of course, my name on 2+2 is Bart Hansen.
Yeah.
And you can PM me as well.
Any questions, comments, advice, whatever?
And obviously, you
Feel
can
free.
always find me multi-tabling the stud high-low games on Party between the hours of 10 and 1 a.m. Pacific time each night.
There you go.
2 players.
Here we go. We're heads up. Queen 10 against pocket 7s.
Yeah, let's see how it goes here. Chan's outflopped him, but there's a king out there.
Well, the turn's a 4.
75.
A bet and a call. Chan bets and Louis calls with the pocket 7s. And the river's a deuce, and Queen 10's going to be good here. And look at this. Chan's going to throw another little value bet in there, Dave. And he's going to get called.
10s and 4s.
If you put Louis on a mid-pocket pair there, 7s, 8s, 9s.
Well, he didn't bet the flop.
Yeah.
And he let Chan, he let Chan take control of the hand, and Chan did.
Calling me, Jonesy?
Once again, also, you can obviously email us at live@thebike.com, and we'll answer those
Yep.
on the air as well.
Yeah, or 2+2. Go to 2+2. Click on forums. Click on World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments, and we are right there. We're doing
One of
this
my
show
questions-
5 nights a week now.
6 to
Monday
9.
through Friday. 6 to 9.
Yeah, one of my questions, actually, the private message was actually about Jonas and Gore and Jason, wondering where they were. And,
So you're saying that Gore and Jonas kind of had a falling out, huh?
well, I'm not saying it. That's what Gore told me.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, Jonas told me that. Sorry. Jonas told me that.
4-way action here, limped around. Ooh, someone's flopped the nut straight. It's Chan in seat 2.
Go ahead.
And
everybody checks it.
Checked around. Turn is a 3. Now Chan's going to bet.
30?
Let's see if, Louis mucks the open-ended straight draw, the bottom end.
Yeah.
And he shows the nut straight there.
Thank you.
Nice flop.
I think he was hoping he could check raise there, and it didn't work out that way.
King, queen. On the flop. 9, 10, 10.
Chan's got some fresh watermelon behind him.
Another one, pocket ace.
I'm a big fan of watermelon on a hot day, hot summer day.
You want it back?
Good watermelon.
Straddle there by seat 4.
2 is going to straddle there, seat 4.
I don't know you found it. I checked
2.
but I tried. Yeah.
Vietnamese player. Again, she is somehow related to Men the Master / David Pham /
They're all related.
whoever.
They're all related.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, they all claim to be related,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. There's always been discussion that all those players are playing on the same bankroll somehow, too. I don't really know.
The Vietnamese government's funding them all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
5-way action here. Queen, King 4.
Not a bad flop for 2, considering she was the straddle.
50.
Look at Louis come out firing with bottom pair.
Very consistent. If he has a piece of it at all, he's going to bet it.
Tough for Allen to call here at pocket 7, team mucks.
Yeah, it's an easy muck, yeah.
And 2 is going to call. She's got an open-ended straight draw, and she's in better shape than she thinks. She's got overcards.
Yeah.
Turn is a 3.
But if she goes check, call, she might not get there.
Check, check. And the river's a 6. Let's see if she fires here, Dave. Now she's just going to give up.
Yeah.
And Louis is going to take it down.
Pair fours.
And it's funny, you see her playing in Limit Hold'em, and she's so aggressive, and her aggressive nature really pays off, and she kind of shuts down her aggressive nature here, huh?
I don't know if she bets the river if Louis folds there either. You know, it doesn't,
Yeah.
you never
Well,
know.
if she check raises the flop, or
Yeah.
bets out the flop, she might take it down right
Five
there.
straddle.
You know, what can Louis? How much he can take with Louis taking with pair 4s, King and Queen out there.
And Louis going to straddle seat 5. Now 2 is in the big blind here, or excuse me, Ramsey is in the small blind with ace queen. Now we saw him not raise with pocket 10s after a couple limpers and a straddle pot before. Let's see what he does now, Dave. He just limps again. Now, again, that's a good time where you can pick up a lot of dead money.
Yeah, Ace Queen offsuit. I don't want to play against that many
Raise
players.
65 more.
Yeah. And Louis is going to raise now.
And now
And he
Louis
only makes it 65 more. Everyone's in for 20.
I got to
so-
be honest, but Louis been raising with some garbage hands. If I get 3 or 4 callers here and I have Ace Queen, I'm going to make it 265.
Well,
I really want to limit the
wait a
field a
minute.
little bit.
Wait a minute. He's made it 65. If you get 3 callers in there, now the pot's 250. I'm going to make it 400 or 500 with 4 people in there with 65 each way.
Yeah, but if I make it 265, if I raise it 200, I don't know how many people are going to call an extra $200.
So, and look at this though.
I'm definitely going to raise it up here. There's no way I want to see the flop this many players.
Yeah.
And
This
he's
is
going
a
to smooth
perfect
call though.
time for Ramsey to make a move. Now he's just going to call.
Change. Yeah, you can meow. Can change here. Meow.
So
We actually got a $320 pot here.
5 players.
$325 pot. Sorry.
plus 2's money, so maybe 330. Ace Queen Deuce. Ramsey's flop top 2 pair.
Well,
500.
5.
he's in good shape here.
He's going to bet Dave right out. He's hoping someone might have Ace King.
Now
He's
he
bet
normally
500.
Yeah, he normally check raises here,
He's bet 500
but
here.
I guess the pot's already $300, so he's going to bet it. I guess with 2 spades out there and a couple of Broadway cards, he didn't want to check it.
No, yeah. And he shows the Ace Queen.
Thank you.
And everything's easy when you flop top 2 pair, huh?
Yeah.
But I still would have liked to see a raise out of there, out of the small line. Ace Queen offsuit is a tough hand to play. It's almost like a raise or fold there, I think. You know, do I really want to? I mean, unless you get real lucky and you flop 2 pair. But hey, any 2 cards you can flop 2 pair.
Live straddle.
Wow, this
And,
game has just gotten a little looser here. Everybody's live straddling.
Yeah, Eric's going to straddle now.
And there's Eric there in seat 7. Once again, we are live at the bike. We're watching No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are $5 and $10. I'm David Tuckman, here with Bart Hansen. And we are on our first Monday. We're going head-to-head, heads-up with Monday Night Football.
Look at that. Atlanta's up 14-7 with about 5 minutes left in the
We'll have
third
to see how our
quarter.
ratings are going compared to them. Maybe they have a couple more viewers.
Five-way action here. Ace, Jack, King. A couple people have weak aces. Ramsey and Allen. Two's got
Diamonds
second
out there.
pair.
Nobody's got any diamonds, though.
40.
Ramsey's going to bet 40 with ace deuce. That's not a big bet, Dave. I mean, I would
No.
think you'd want to bet more than
That
that.
screams, we can.
Two is going to call with second pair. Why not? 40 to try to win 300.
And Allen just calls, too.
And the turn's an 8, and 2 gets there, but Allen makes aces up, and 2 makes kings up.
Oh, that's just a killer card.
And now it gets checked around. Let's see if Ramsey bets again. He's going to check the weak ace.
Yeah, well, it gets called in 2 spots.
And the river's a heart. And now what this does is it kind of shuts down a raising order that what could have happened, probably, Dave.
Slight change. Sorry to bother you there, but 2 actually has king 10.
Oh.
We had it up there wrong.
Wow, okay, so that is a difference.
I call whatever he's.
And now Allen's going to bet.
I call.
He's going to bet 150 here.
And Ramsey's going to pay him off.
Ramsey's going to call.
Aces up.
So 2 called with a king and a gut shot to the queen.
Right.
Okay.
Second pair and a gut shot.
Sorry about that, folks. I'll have to go over to Evelyn and smack her.
Wow.
Upside the head.
Some harsh words there.
No, she does a great job, Dave.
Huh?
She does a great job.
Yeah, she's done okay.
She does okay. She just does okay.
She does okay. Button is in seat 4, 2. Small blinds, Louis. Seat 5. Big blinds, Hollywood. Russ there in seat 6.
He also made 2 failures on the turn.
Actually, Louis, I want to say, is buying the button. He was out of the last hand and
Looks
he
like
bought
it.
the button. So buying the button, actually, if you miss the small blind and the big blind, if you miss the blinds, you actually have to pay the both the small and the big blind in one hand. And the small blind is dead. That goes in the middle, and your big blind stands there.
5 players.
Ooh, look at this. Pocket aces for Russ in the big blind. He didn't. He limped under the gun. Excuse me.
Exactly.
And he didn't. He never got to limp re-raise.
He tried it.
And the
Didn't work,
flop
though.
comes Jack 3-5.
Uh,
Well, Eric's got King Jack, so
Yeah.
he might get involved.
60.
yeah, nobody has hearts.
Russ is going to bet $60, and Eric smooth calls with the King Jack. Well, a lot of people would, it's funny because a lot of people might raise with King Jack in that spot, and then if you're Russ, what do you do in an unraised pot? Allen calls with pocket 4s. Mo calls with pocket 6s, and boy, aces is going to have to dodge a lot of cards here, Dave.
Wow. I mean, if you're aces, you got to hate your hand now.
Well, the turn's a
Well,
10.
That's going to be an action killer.
Yeah, but it's a third heart.
Yeah, let's see if somebody takes advantage of that and
Well,
tries
Eric's
to.
got the King of Hearts now with top pair. He doesn't bet.
2.
Mo's going to try to represent.
Yeah, Mo bets 200. And look at Russ. Russ mucks the aces.
Nice muck there. You know what? Even though he had the best hand, I'm going to tell you why it's a great laydown.
And Eric calls with the King Jack, King of Hearts, and the river's a 10.
Show please.
And it just gets checked down again, Dave. Well, I guess maybe Mo thought that his hand was going to win there in a showdown, but...
Yeah, he tried to represent the heart, and then when he got called $200, he said, forget it, I'm done with
And
it.
now Russ knows that he would have won the hand.
Now, I got to say, though, I don't mind the laydown. Obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but that's actually not a bad laydown by Hollywood there. He limped in, trying to do the limp re-raise. It didn't work. He took one shot at it, got called in 5 spots, and then 4 spots, and then the third heart comes out there. He puts one of the players on a heart draw, okay? I don't mind that laydown at all. If you're going to play pocket aces like that, you got to make sure you can get away from them. And Hollywood got away from them, okay.
Five players.
And we're going to see 5-way action here. 7 deuce 7. And 2 people have 7s. Seat 3's got 8-7. Seat 4 has 6-7. Oh, boy. Couple of clubs out there. And Chan's got a club draw.
Yeah.
25.
And Eric's going to bet on a deuce. Chan smooth calls and 2 smooth calls. No one has raised here.
And
Chan-
Ramsey, too.
Yeah, Chan could hit a club here. Oh, turns a king. Now we might see the fireworks start.
Yeah, Eric can't like his hand here.
Now, most likely 7, 8, and 6, 7 is probably going to be a chop here, Dave. It's going to depend on what comes on the river.
As long as a 3, a 4, or a 5 don't come out, it will be a chop. Or obviously a 6 or 7.
And Eric continues to bet here with Jack Deuce.
The card higher than 9 comes, though. 9 or higher.
And now Ramsey has raised to 200 more. And now if you're 2... So
In No Limit Hold'em, you can't be oblivious to the fact that somebody else might have a 7. And she's only got a 6 kicker.
she's going to smooth call. I think Eric's probably going to be done with the hand now.
Yeah, you know, I like Eric's attempt. He threw money out on the flop, okay? Once you get called in 3 spots, there just aren't that many draws out there. It's 7-2-7 with 2 clubs. Okay, maybe one player has clubs.
Well, the other thing, normally what a lot of people would think if they were in 2 spot is that if the guy's raising, well, maybe he's just raising with the king. But a lot of people, especially even at this level, aren't going to raise with the king here on the turn because they're scared that someone's sandbagging a 7.
And that's an easy late ender for Eric. I'm actually surprised he even bet the flop.
So I'm
or the
actually,
turn.
I like the fact that 2's trying to lose the minimum. Oh, look at that. The river's a king.
Yeah.
See, there you go. And that's a scare card. I mean, and they both check it down.
Yeah, it's just an odd play, though. I mean, somebody's in there with a king.
Yeah, it would be.
But it's
And
definitely...
Chan would have got there with the flush, but of course the full house would have won.
Yeah.
Now, if you're 2, Ramsey's made the raise. He's made the raise on the turn if we go back and look at that hand.
Right.
And now king comes on the river. And you've called behind him. You've overcalled, possibly having a king, possibly not.
Right.
Now he checks to you on the river. Can you try, is that one of those times where you try to bet and try to get it off of a chop pot? Or try to get him off
Yeah,
of
I
a
mean,
chop
it's
hand?
definitely not a bad move, I suppose. You know, if you get check raised all in, though, you're in a bad spot. But, yeah, it's not a bad play.
Yeah.
That's it. I agree with you. I mean, generally, if the board is king, king, 7, 7, and somebody checks to me, they generally don't have the king.
Right. That's what, yeah.
But if you bet it, like I was just talking about Ralph's slot bump thing, and you have a question where you don't have the nuts there, and you bet a small little value bet in there, and you get check raised all in, then what do you do? Then you almost have to throw it away, and you've just given it away. Because that'll be even a better play. Let's say 2 throws in a nice little $200 bet on the river, and then Ramsey there suspects she has a 7 also, and he check raises her all in. That would have been our fantasy play. That would have been great poker to watch.
Family pot here.
But it didn't happen, obviously.
Jack 8-6, couple of clubs. Ramsey's got a flush draw. Gets checked around. The turn's a 5. Now Ramsey picks up a straight draw as well. Actually, a double gut straight draw and a flush draw, Dave. Ramsey's got 2 4 clubs. A 7 or a 3 would make a straight. Plus, he has a flush draw.
Now, obviously, the 7's not the one he wants.
Right. And he bets 75.
Now, Chan actually has a straight.
And Chan has a straight. You're right.
2 players.
And Chan was the one that bet, excuse me. And look at this. The river's a club. And the flush draw, I think, is out of there.
100.
Yeah, and Chan bets. And he's going to take it down. So Ramsey mucked on the turn there. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really tight fold.
Yeah, I guess with 1 card to go, he didn't look at he figured probably the 7 was no good.
Okay. Well, he's still got a straight draw and a club
Yeah.
draw.
Now, I saw an email question there from Bill Frick asking if we ever thought there would be like webcams in online poker, so you could actually see the players you were playing against. And I'm sure that will be a feature in the future. I would assume that most players wouldn't want to do it because most players, part of the freedom of playing at home is so they can play in their underwear, you know, and they can sit around and just, you know,
So we could see
play
that
in bed.
Mo actually went up about $2,000, Dave. So he's probably back up about even. He had 6,000.
There you go.
He's in for about 6,000. So.
See, even on Mo's bad day, he's doing okay.
King Deuce 3. Weak ace against weak ace. The turn's an 8 of diamonds. So Tommy's got the ace 8. He's got a pair and nut flush draw. And he's going to bet, and he's going to take it down. You know, it's funny, I asked Mo, and a lot of people have asked Dave, how much does Mo make? How much do you make on a great night? I was talking to him. I said, Mo, have you had a losing month? And he was saying, I have only had 1 losing month here at the bike in the last 9 or 10 months. he said he usually makes anywhere from 10 to 15,000 a month, and the one losing month he had was last month in Legends. He lost about $9,000. It's because a combination of he was doing a lot of other things that he has to do as a host,
Right.
much more than he's ever had to do in the other months, like keeping the games going. He didn't know the players as well either.
Right.
And they didn't know him as well. But I think it was probably the distractions of trying to set so many games down that probably got him.
Well, Barry talks about that with Yoshi Nakano.
Yeah.
He said Yoshi's a great player. He goes, but being a host gives you all those other responsibilities.
Oh, yeah. And you wonder if it's worth it, however much they get paid, to do it.
Yeah, it's obviously a fine line. You got to decide, do I want to beat the game on
Can
my
you
own?
play
or-
with distractions or can you not?
Right. Is the
Yeah.
paycheck and is the health benefits and so forth and the other
Right.
benefits you get from having a job worth it?
Well, I think the other thing, too, is Mo's a people person, so I think he likes the companionship and likes
Yeah.
the people that he brings to the casino. Now, Eric's got the nut flush draw, and Mo is called here with a gut shot. Look at this, he gets there. And he's bet. It's a third spade there. So maybe he figured he was going to represent a spade if
Right.
it came as well, Dave.
But sometimes the problem with going and getting there is Eric doesn't have anything to pay him off anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes people forget, like, I know Barry was saying that, oftentimes a prop is a prop or a host is a host only because they can't beat the game. Because if they could beat the game, they wouldn't. Why would they even do it?
Right.
And some people forget the other benefits of working for a company. Try getting a mortgage if you're a professional poker player.
Right.
Things like that. Try getting health benefits on your own.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
expensive.
Very expensive. Or
Especially if you have a family of kids and so
of course.
forth. And there are a lot of people here that, I've got a wife who's actually on health benefits now, too. And
Right.
there are other great features of it.
Right. I can say myself, probably as a single guy, if I wasn't doing live at the bike, I probably would not prop here. But because I'm coming down here 5 days a week anyways, why not take the
Right.
extra benefits
Exactly.
and stuff, King 8-9. But that's just because I'm a single guy and I can probably make
Right.
a good amount on the internet. But
No,
you know.
why not? Exactly.
Yeah.
And Two's picked up a flush draw here. And she's going to bet at $15.
Here's a stop bet for you.
And Louis going to call with a 9.
Yeah.
Pair of 9s here. And he's
River's
picked up
a
trip
9.
9s. And she shakes her head. No. But I actually recently bought a home, and about a year ago, and I know that obviously having some sort of a steady job helped. One thing that was actually nice was in the when the bank wanted to know what I did, I could say I was in public relations.
Huh.
Because that's what we are. We're public
Yeah.
relations players.
Yeah, the other thing, too, we were actually discussing this before the show because we were speaking about one type of prop here. When you get up to, say, the brown chip or even the yellow chip level.
Or any level. I mean, I have green chip ones, too. To be honest with you, I've seen them all.
Right,
But
but
go
what,
ahead.
what I'm saying is the amount of money that they pay you, even if you were to break even in the game, it's still a decent living. So you can actually change your game around, especially at the brown chip level where you're making more, where you can just play it so conservatively that
Right.
it's tough to lose.
Yeah, there are a
you're
few
not
players
playing
like
to
that.
win,
Right.
but you're playing not to lose, and you're making your salary.
Yeah.
And
Last about a week and a half ago, when we had the women's night,
Yeah.
a player in that game, Sean, that we were talking about,
Right.
that was playing when Haig was playing in that game. She's a prop here, and she plays like that, and you know her. She's extremely tight, almost tight weak, and
Yeah.
she really is playing not to lose.
Right.
She's very happy with the money she makes per hour, and that's what she's here. Me personally, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm here to play poker, and I want to play. And if I have a losing month or a losing week once in a while, so be it. But I'm here to play poker and win money.
Russ is raised here to 50 with ace-7 offsuit. And Allen's going to call with queen-10 offsuit. And I like 4-5 of clubs here, Dave. Jack 9-5. Allen's picked up an open-ended straight draw.
You said you liked 4 or 5 of clubs. They're in the lead here.
Turns a 9.
Still in the lead with a pair of 5s. 2 pair now. 9s and 5s.
He's going to bet. Bet 75. That's a pretty. That's a good bet at this point. I think you're in the lead, unless Allen called with a 9 up there from up
why
back.
not?
But you'll
And
find
if somebody
out
had
quick
a
enough.
straight draw or a flush draw here,
Yeah.
they don't
Now,
really
if
have odds.
Allen calls here, shouldn't he raise?
I think so.
I mean, that would be a perfect spot to raise. Well, he gets there anyways, but it's a third diamond.
He's not going to make any extra money off it anyway.
Yep.
I'd imagine this is going to go check, bet, fold.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Louis has been known to
I
pay
would
off.
think that would be a perfect time for Allen to raise there when the 9 pairs, right?
You just don't have, with one card to go, you just don't have the odds to go for it.
Right.
And that's the scale. I mean,
Allen's
it's a
bet 200
king,
here.
it's a king, it's a diamond, it completes a straight. I mean, it's a terrible card, especially for a pair of 5s. You know, it's interesting. You know, Roy Cook. I think that's his name, Roy Cook. Columnist for Card Player magazine.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He actually claimed that he never, in his whole life as a professional poker player, has never had a losing month. I find that just, I mean, phenomenal.
I mean,
if that's true.
does he play Limit Hold'em? Because I'd be
He
amazed
does.
if he plays Limit Hold'em.
That's his bread and butter, he says. His bread and butter is 30, 60, and 48 at Limit Hold'em.
Maybe
in
if
Vegas.
he plays so many hours, maybe. But, I mean, you're telling me that if he played a month of, say, 100 hours, he's never had a losing
Phenomenal.
month. That's
Barry Greenstein says that he's had many losing months.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
As for myself, I started this job in January of 2003. No, January 2004, sorry.
Ooh, set of 9s there for Tommy. Sorry about that. 2's got an open-ended straight
No,
draw.
it's okay.
But look at Russ is going to bet with top pair, weak kicker.
Now, this is one of those cases, 2's got the open-ended straight draw, but there's a 2 flush out the board. Does she really want to go for it?
Now, if you're Tommy, do you raise here? I obviously would. I'm a big proponent of raising here. 2 diamonds and a connected board. Well, 2's going to call.
Now, what does he do if a diamond comes, or a king, or an 8, or, I mean...
Is he going to get away from it?
Well,
Oh, look at this. And Russ has hit 2 pair now, Dave.
well, by slow playing it, he kept him Russ in there.
Yep.
And Russ looks like he's going to bet a lot here.
He's going to bet $140.
You bump it up here if you're Tommy?
I would have bumped it up last round.
But you got to bump it up here. You can't wait till the river gets the money in that pot. Come on. At least raise the minimum here. You know, if somebody has a flush draw, there's a third player in that hand. If somebody has a flush draw or a straight draw, you got to get them out of the hand here. You don't want them in cheap.
Look at that. 2 is, I guess we've gotten word that she's been mucking out a turn a lot here, Dave. She's going to raise.
Well, he said raise, so she immediately mucked. But still, though, she should have waited until he announced the raise. And he raised at $300 more. Nice raise there. And now Russ has got to figure out, what does this guy have? Did he slow play something? Or did 2 actually help him also? You know, you can't think that 2 actually helped him also. And Russ is going to call.
So we got quite a little pot here. He's going to need to spike.
He needs a 10.
10. The river's a 7. And he doesn't have that much more money left, Dave. He might commit. I mean, at this point, do you bet all in here with the 9s?
Well, the guy might have been betting a flush draw or a straight draw.
Yeah. He's going to move all in.
But he's going to bet all in. He's going to put the pressure on. Hope that he has 2 pair. You know, hope that he has, 10s up or something like that, or 9s up. Maybe even a smaller set of 3s or something like that. Hollywood thinking about it here.
Now, the thing is who would raise there on the turn with a deuce? What players are up to this level where they would raise with a draw and then move all in on the river when they don't get there? Not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it is a play. If I had,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, if I had something like, if you have a straight flush draw or something
Queen,
like
Jack
that,
of diamonds on the turn, you bet, you missed on the river.
yeah,
you
even
move
if you
all
have
in.
King, Jack of diamonds, something like that, you definitely might raise the turn. But it's a tough call. You can only, 10 deuce, in all honesty, is only a bluff catcher here. That's all it is. No legit hand. It can't beat any legit hand. You can't beat 10-9.
Tommy has moved all in here, and it's
Yeah.
up to Russ to call. He's still thinking about it.
I don't think Tommy makes this play with like ace-10,
He's going to make the call there, Dave, and Tommy's going to take down a huge pot.
Wow, and that's a big pot. And
That's
that's
a
about
big pot. Over $2,000.
Yeah, that was about an $800 bet on the river.
Yeah.
I think.
So
And
well over, maybe even over 3,000.
1,600.
He had raised.
Yeah,
to
we're
five-
looking at about a $2,800 pot
$2,800.
total.
Yeah. Wow, big pot.
Tommy takes it down.
There you go, Tommy.
Tommy Garza.
Now, I see what you mean. 10 deuce, like you said, it could really, it can't beat.
It can't beat any legit hand that
No.
somebody would raise. If somebody's raising and then moving all in,
Yeah.
10 deuce is only a bluff catcher.
I mean, at that point, 10 deuce is the same as almost having bottom pair, right? Because he's not going to make that move with ace 10 or something like that.
yeah, I don't.
you know?
I don't think so. I don't think somebody raises with ace 10. I mean, if you have
Yeah.
ace 10, wouldn't you make that move on the flop?
Right.
You know.
Russ is going to go back into his pocket and buy
Yeah.
$1,000 more. And
10
those people that aren't familiar with this show, we do cash games, Dave. Now, cash games are obviously different from any type of other poker that's on broadcasts, which are all tournaments where you go broke and you lose. This is kind of more like a continuating game. You know, Isaac, we were talking about PlayStation 2 games yesterday. He said some of his favorite games were Madden and snowboarding games because it's a game of continuation.
Oh.
It never ends.
I was wondering what the segue was.
Cash game never really ends. You don't necessarily win or lose. It just keeps going and going.
Well, it's all. Any good poker player will tell you it's all one long session.
Yeah.
It's all just one long session. Cash games, obviously, the blinds do not escalate. They stay
Right.
tonight. Blinds are $5, $10 all night long.
Yep.
And you've got to play one hand at a time. And it's not really a matter of, you got to pick your spots. Sometimes, some nights, you could play your best poker. And,
3 players.
it just, you got to
Oh,
pick your
Dave,
spots.
the
though.
button has limped in with pocket kings. Ace deuce 9 on the flop. Eric's got a flush draw. That's Louis.
Well, I don't know.
25.
And Eric's
Louis
gonna bet.
raises out of position with 5-7, but then
And now he's going to smooth call with kings. He doesn't know where he's at. And actually, Ramsey was the one that bet here with queen deuce. Eric called. Louis called.
what's the problem? You don't know where you're at with
Turns
kings now.
in 9.
Check.
He's giving free cards to everybody.
And he's checked again after he got checked around. And the river's a queen.
And he's gotten lucky there because the board
Yeah.
paired 9s.
And he's escaped.
Yeah, Ramsey's actually made 3 pair. But in
It's gonna
Hold'em,
get
only
checked to
2 pair
Louis.
counts.
Now it gets checked to you one last
That's
time.
right.
Now he's going to bet, Dave. Well, figures maybe that no one has an ace.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's not going to get paid off by Ramsey,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like.
To be honest with you, on the river, it's kind of a tough bet. It's like, what are you going to get paid by? The deuce isn't going to pay you, A 9's going to lose, an ace you lose to.
Yeah, you're right. Because remember, Ramsey bet the
I mean,
flop.
only if somebody gets lucky and catches a queen on the river, which Ramsey did.
Right, Ramsey bet the flop, and then he checked the turn. If you've got kings on the river, I'd probably check it down, hoping
Yeah.
for a showdown.
You're going, okay, well, what did he? If he bet the flop, what did he have? He either
In
had
this case,
ace.
he had queen deuce, the
Right.
one hand that you might be able to
Well, you
beat.
think of the 3 hands that he might have here: an ace, a 9, a diamond draw, or a deuce. Well, if he had a
Right.
deuce, he's not going to pay you on the river anyway.
And he didn't.
Yeah, and even though he hit his kicker.
Yep.
Nice lay down there by Ramsey. And obviously, it's easy for us. That last hand where Hollywood paid him off with 10 deuce, a hand that's worked for Doyle Brunson a couple of times, but not for Hollywood this time.
I don't think he usually plays that hand pretty hard in cash games. Dave.
Yeah, no, probably not. But it's one of those cases where, it's easy for us to say fold. But if you put yourself in that situation and you go, wait a second, this guy bet on the, he raised me on the turn and then moved all in.
4 player.
What is he representing? And you can start seeing it the same way we are.
Mo brought this one in for 20 with king jack of diamonds, and he's hit top pair. He doubled the size of the big blind.
100.
Now he bets 100. And everyone mucks, and he takes it down. And again, people have told me in the past, Dave, and we've read it up on the boards and in emails, that, if it was anyone else that would made that move, you guys would have criticized it. But because it's Mo, you didn't let it alone. Well, I'm telling you that I don't think Mo is playing well tonight.
Which
And
move are you
he's-
talking about?
Excuse me?
Which move are you talking about?
Mo.
Which move? Not Mo. Which Mo? Which move?
Well, the move when you were out of the hand.
Oh, that
and
one you're
a
talking about,
couple-
okay.
Yeah, and a couple of the
Okay.
other moves, too.
God, that was like, who's on first? Who's
said-
on second? What?
I thought
What's
you
on-
said which movie you're
Oh.
talking about. What the heck is he talking about? Still
You had said,
still living in New York
criticize that.
Jets land?
You said no. You said criticize that move. So I was like, what move are you talking? I thought you were talking about the.
No,
raising of
I'm
king
just
jack.
saying. What I'm saying is, in general, in
Right.
the past, people have said, if someone else did that, they would have criticized him because it's Mo. They said it's a great play.
No, right.
Do you see what I mean?
There are some times where sometimes players, the best players in the world, just aren't on their games.
No.
You're not making the good
60.
reads.
Ooh, top set there by Chan, and he's going to bet it right out. 5, 8, 9 on the flop.
Yeah, he mixes up his play nicely here.
Now Ramsey has a pair and a gut shot.
It's a small bet. I don't mind taking a little shot there with it. Well, maybe not.
Of course, I say I really like the bet. Now, if a 6 or 7 comes, do you know where you're at? Is it an action killer?
The problem is
Look at
you
this
only bet
Allen.
$100, so you don't really know where you're at.
Allen calls. I think it was a $60 bet. Allen calls with 3-8. The turn's a queen.
Allen's pretty much drawing dead. Now he is drawing dead.
I don't, we've seen Allen do this before. He really just likes to stay in there and take a shot with any pair, doesn't he? To try to hit 2 pair. Now, if he hit an 8, he would have lost all of his chips. And what if he hit a 3? Is he going to take a lot of hit if the 3 comes? A lot of heat?
Right, because somebody could have had it. The problem is, you look at the board, it's 9-8-5. Think of the hands Chan could have. Chan could already have 9-8.
Right.
Chan could already have 6-7, which would be a straight. And there's Chan. He's taking off his yellow shirt. He's heating up now.
Chan's got pocket aces, and he makes it 40 to go, so he's on fire here, Dave.
3 players.
Queen 10 of diamonds calls over there in the cutoff, and Louis in there with 3-5 of
Wow,
hearts.
flops a set of aces.
Yep. Ace, 10, 6.
And that's not a very scary board. I mean, see how he plays it.
He bets.
He
But
bets
look
right
at
at it.
this. Eric calls,
Yeah.
and he's in real bad shape.
Yeah.
Now the turn's a 7.
He's drawn dead.
Chan bets again.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I like Chan's game. I really do. Chan's kind of hoping that was the case ace, and hoping Eric has an ace, but obviously he does not.
Yeah, because you wonder, what did the guy call me on the flop with if I have 3 aces?
Right. There's no
Yeah.
draw there. I mean, there's no. I mean, if somebody has king queen or king jack, it's a gut shot. But that's it.
Now, a lot of times, if someone called the flop and he shows the aces and the turn came 10, a lot of people would check that. I would actually put out a little weak bet and hope to get raised. Again, that kind of three bet raise. You know,
That's not a bad play. Hope that he has a 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And believe it or not, we are actually coming to a close pretty soon here.
Yep, got about 5
Our
minutes
first
left.
3-hour show. Game's been very entertaining tonight.
Six players.
Here comes the flop here, ace, king, 6.
$30.
Two's going to bet in here a pocket 8, see where she's at, and she's going to take it down there, Dave.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best way to do it. You can't automatically assume that somebody's got an ace. I mean, in this case, she might even get somebody to lay down a king, you know? Now, it hasn't been a good day for two. She's down about $1,000, $1,500 already.
Hollywood Russ under the gun. He's got pocket 10s. Actually, he's not under the gun. He's in second position, and he's going to raise.
75.
75 to go. And
It's a
Louis
call
is
out of
going to
Louis.
call with Jack, deuce of spades.
Well, he's in really good shape here. He's got one overcard. And he's got spades, of course.
And there's the spades. King
There's
ace 5.
spades. If Louis fires at it, he'll probably take it. Let's see. No, he's going to check.
125.
That's 125.
Sometimes you really got to bet your draws.
And once again, check raising or betting the flop probably would be better than check calling here, Dave.
Without a doubt. Because you're only going to get one card.
And he's going to call.
Now, there's a chance that Russ might
Oh,
shut
there's
down.
a spade. And he's made a flush.
Yeah.
And it goes check, check. And the river's a 4.
Nice check by Russ.
All in.
Louis moved all in now. Now, the saving thing, Grace, about Russ here is that he can't beat the king on board either.
Well, there's a problem here. You look at the draw. He called it with king 4-8. Let's think of the draws here. If the guy has 6-7, well, he got there. If the guy had spades, he got there. If he had a king, he already had me. There's nothing you can beat with tens. Right? I mean, unless he called with just a pure nothing. I mean, unless he called with like ace 7, you know. If he called with any semblance of a hand or any draw, he's gotten there. I mean, only if he called with second pair. Let's say he called it like, you know, ace 8. He didn't get there. But pretty much everything else, anything else that you can think of, he's gotten there. Hollywood trying to get a read on him.
You can breathe now.
And he mucks it.
And Hollywood lays it down.
You can breathe now.
And this is going to be the last hand of the night.
No, not stop.
Stop. Yeah.
Only go to.
So that was fun. 3-hour show.
Button is in seat 2. You've been watching Live at the Bike with David Tuckman and Bart Hansen.
Sometimes the show tends to drag a little bit in the last hour, or you lose a little energy. You know, this was good.
Yeah, this
I
show's got
liked
some-
it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this show. It was
Yeah.
entertaining on, very entertaining game. The players were very entertaining tonight.
$50.
Pocket Jacks is going to bring it in for $50. Eric in seat 7.
And everybody folds. What a way to end the night, huh?
All righty. That's going to do it for us tonight. Well, 3-hour show, lots of action.
Right.
I think we're going to do a limit game tomorrow, David. 30-60.
All right, great.
40?
Well,
What do you
okay.
think about that?
That's
And
very
now-
cool.
Now you have to bear with us when we put up on the schedule. Obviously, the schedule is subject to change because it's subject to what game that we can set down.
Right, exactly.
Now, we have it as a limit game. It may not be a limit game. I usually try to update Kev Math on the thread, on the 2+2 thread, to tell him what's going on
So,
before the
okay.
show. But anyways,
And it's going to be actually you and Shirley
yeah, we'll
tomorrow
see
night.
you on
Wednesday,
Thursday.
I believe. Or Thursday, I'm not sure. We'll figure out the
Wednesday
schedule.
or Thursday? Okay. So for everyone here in the booth and for the Tuckster, I'm Bart Hansen. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.